Sometimes the irony of trying to write a theme song for a show called This Will Never Work gets the best of you, and, well, it sucks. So, welcome.
What's going on? Welcome to This Will Never Work Nights. I'm Lincoln, and tonight's guest is a good friend of mine. He's a filmmaker, a photographer, a musician, a whole bunch of different things. He's got a giant hog.
Dude, was that like 4 seconds into an intro and we're talking about my ding dong?
Oh yeah, he's like 7 feet tall. He had to duck through the door when he got to the hotel. I'm talking as sensually as I can. Please welcome to the podcast, Christoph.
Thank you,
Mr. Wettworker.
You know it's personal when you know my real name.
I do know your real name.
It's always weird when someone addresses you with your real name and you don't exactly know who they are, and then you're like, did you just violate some kind of boundary between like fan and performer?
Yeah,
but we're friends. So
we've been friends
long ass time now.
We have been friends well, yeah, it's weird because I remember, like, I know for me, do you remember the first time we met?
Stevenson Tattoo Company.
You do remember that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, weird. Okay.
You were
I would never have guessed that you actually remembered me. Like,
you're the guy that got the Ghostbusters sleeve by Miles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure. Cause like, I feel like on my end, it took me like a little while to break the ice with you and like actually kind of like, and not in like a bad way, but just kind of like, and it just get on your radar and all, because I was really like into the shit you were doing, and like I was like, oh shit, that guy's kind of cool, and like,
oh man,
I would like it's not like, I mean, it's not in a bad way, but it was like, I was just like, I want to hang out with the cool kids, you know, like I want to be like, in with the cool kids, and I can't remember exactly what the moment was or what it was, but what was the first project we did together? It wasn't Teacup.
Oh fuck.
What was the first? Was it?
That was the first major one for sure. At least
was Teacup the first video we did together?
Probably.
Oh shit. Okay,
but like in an official capacity, you definitely flew out to come sleep on my couch for that.
Yeah, that was rad.
That was super rad. That was I still look back at that project. Like that was early me when I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing, other than just like I knew I had to wing it, and
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing,
dude. And I still look back at that project with like so much fondness.
It was so fun.
Obviously there's like all those things where you're like, oh fuck, could have done that one better, could have done that better. Oh, but I mean, that was one of those like first really funny organizational successes. And if history's taught me anything, it's when humor's involved, the stakes are really fucking low anyways.
Oh yeah.
And like you could just like, even if we fucked it up, it would still be like, all right, it's funny.
And oh yeah. And so for everyone watching, all 6 of you, the premise of this music video that we shot is it was these 2 Russian guys who wrote a rap song. These two Russian guys here in Vancouver that wrote a rap song about tea.
Shout out Jay Urban. I'm still in touch with him to this day.
Are you?
Oh, dude, he's like taking a more serious stance. Like we've talked about other projects where like he had this really fucking sick. Can we swear on this podcast?
Fuck no.
Fuck. Oops. He has I might have showed it to you, but he had another project in mind that was in the same avenue, but he's since kind of like decided to go in a more like serious EDM.
Okay.
way. But and like dude is really like about it. Like he does like tutorials and shit. Like shout out Jay Urban.
He's dude, they're so nice. Like both of them were so nice.
They're very nice guys.
And so the whole concept of the video that you came up with was that they're these like Colombian but Russian like tea smugglers, and we had like at one point we used like one of my Pelican cases and like filled it with like loose bags of tea, and there's like this car we had like the video is ridiculous because the production value in this video, we should not have had any of it.
I know,
literally
everyone's like, how'd you get an airbase hangar?
We literally were like the guys worked there, so they were like, yeah, come hang out at this airport hangar at the fucking airport.
So fucking good.
And
we were punching so far above our weight.
Oh, it was, yeah. And oh my God.
It was great.
Dude, if I've looked back at a few of our projects that we've done, and more recently, I actually went out for brunch with a friend of mine, and I was kind of running him through like some of the stuff that I've done, and I showed him what's the one we shot in the fucking mirror.
Crown Crusher.
Okay, Crown Crusher. Thank you. I showed him Crown Crusher, and he was like, "Holy fuck, that video is amazing." I was like, "Oh, I know."
Dude, it's still like, I feel like even to this day, like I get that reaction pretty much off of everything I do for my music. I'm definitely punching above my weight.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what everyone should aim to do. I feel like it's shitty because like I have this like half of me, which is like how I was raised and how, I was involved in music, coming up punk rock DIY as fuck, where you just like phone it in, just get it done, do it in 2 hours and it's done. And I get that. But then there's like the ambitious side of me, which is like, okay, what's the dopest shit I could pull off? How many favors can I call in to make this like $10,000 music video look like a $250,000 music video? And like that one, dude, thank you so much for that, because like, yeah, Lincoln came out and ran camera. I was busy as fuck doing project operation shit on a music festival while I was in town. So this kind gentleman took the liberty of editing what ended up on the infinity wall inside this thing. Oh, yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Oh, dude. That one. Okay, so Crown Crusher, I would not change a thing.
Really?
Yeah, Crown Crusher, I think...
Are we gonna pick it apart on camera here and just be like, here's what I would do?
No. I'm not picking apart Crown Crusher. I love Crown Crusher because I watched it again recently and I was like, no, it's a really good fucking video. The only thing I hate about it is the LED banding.
Yes,
that's not
the refresh rate. That was the
camera. That was the camera,
and there was no way to know that until after.
Yeah,
that was the shitty part.
I saw it when I was uploading the footage, and I was so mad.
I know,
but
only blemish, and then even then, I think you and I are the only two people that would ever fucking notice that.
No, because even my friend who like my friend who's a filmmaker as well, who I was showing it to, he didn't even notice.
Fuck yeah, okay, he
didn't notice.
We did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If we can trick the professionals, that's all that matters.
It was fine. And I was showing him, and then I like at the end of the video, I was like, "Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is the LED banding." And he was just like, "I didn't even notice it." But now that you say it, I was like,
"Same,
fuck."
Man. That's good. I feel like you and I are on the same wavelength when we're so like hypercritical of our own shit that we like. We'll show something to someone and they'll be like, "Yo, that was perfect." And you'll be like, "Yeah, but then this," and they're like, "Yeah, I didn't even fucking notice that."
Yeah,
the performance was incendiary. The fucking LED infinity wall shit. Incendiary, literally, because of all the explosions and shit. But like, there was so much happening on screen that like no one had a moment to notice anything else other than just like, I edited it really quick too, so you couldn't focus too much on one thing,
which I love. I absolutely love the edit on that, and it is funny because everything we put on the LED walls was very specifically timed to everything. It was very specific.
That's how I do it.
What we chose to go on the video walls, and it's so like it doesn't, not all of it translates in a obvious way. It's very subtle, but that's purpose. That's very purposeful, and I actually like having gone back like after a couple of years and not seeing that video and like rewatching it again. I'm like, no, I actually fucking love it because we used that as the only lighting in the room, and like when some of those explosions are happening like behind you and you're like on your knees and your hair and you're just fucking like motherless blah blah blah. Fuck yeah, dude, like I love that video.
Thank you, buddy.
Now what is it, Mother Teresa Smile? What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that?
The boys. We did the music video we did with the boys in Asia's house.
Oh yeah.
Mona Lisa Smile. What the fuck is that song called?
The Haley Marie tapes or something like that.
Oh yeah. Chelsea Marie. No. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well,
something Marie tapes. No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's something Marie. Anyway,
it's funny because like when I was working on it, I was like placeholder titling a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And so like I hope I don't offend anyone with my methods, but like, yeah, I'm just like, because I got multiple edits of that song too. Helena Marie tapes.
Helena Marie
there,
tapes.
nailed it.
Yeah, you did it.
I just had to almost bullshit my reason for forgetting it to make it actually.
So that, okay. I love that music video because we had so much fun. I was so sick.
Oh man.
Those 2 days we were shooting it, I was so I felt like such garbage. but we had so much fucking
And you championed
fun.
it. Like you didn't fucking, you complained nada.
Oh,
You were like, I could tell, like looking at you, I was like checking in and you're just like not there. You're looking through me. And I'm
I
like,
was tired.
you ready? Here we go again. From the
Action.
top. Oh man, it was really, that was that's another one of those projects that like I look back with major fondness, even though that one especially I can fucking shred. I can pick it apart so many ways, but like,
Oh, I would redo the whole thing.
I would redo the whole thing too.
Only because I know I could shoot it.
Ditto.
Like I know if we like went back
Yeah.
and completely redid that video.
Should we do a redux?
Oh,
Like, just
man.
like petrify.
No, just a reboot.
Yeah, just
yeah. Get the boy, get Michael to come back from.
He's here now.
I know he is.
Yeah.
Get him to come back. Asia's still in Calgary.
I thought she moved to Vic.
Oh, she did. She moved
did,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. She moved back. Yeah, I've hung out with Asia a couple
Sick.
times.
So, oh man, like that is just like
Although Sasha's out here too. No, he's not. He's
he
in
moved back. He moved back.
to Calgary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. The secret of that sauce is just the like seizure inducing edit that I did. Where
yeah,
it's just
but I feel like we could do it better.
oh 100%.
I feel
I feel like the best thing I've ever done, I could do better if I did it now. Like I've never accidentally nailed something. I've always just been like, well, no, I've accidentally nailed it, but then like you sprinkle time on top of it and you're like, oh, I could have done that better. And I feel like that's what an artist is. You can look at fucking anything and shred it and be like, I could do that. I could do the Mona Lisa
your own
better.
work.
No, anyone's.
Oh, yeah.
That's what steal like an artist. I like that. But I'm going to change these things from it. It's mine.
it's mine.
Cross
now.
out, the little name on the corner, add my own, put a
Yeah.
mustache on it. Modern art.
There you go. So, to that point, now that we've done quite a few.
We've done a few, yep.
We've done quite a few projects together, and I mean, I'm hoping
I gotta stop cupping this like I'm at a fucking
Yeah, I was
rap
like, what are you
show. I'm
doing?
sorry. I'm
Dude.
just forced a habit because like the sound guy usually fucks you and then you go,
motherfucker.
yeah. Oh, just blow everyone's ears out.
When you hold it at the bottom, it's like
I know.
stand-up
I'm
show.
just, dude. It's forced a habit from performance.
I know.
And like also when you scream, if you scream like this, it's gonna sound like shit. But if you cup it, it resonates in your palm. It's so
I
good.
remember from playing shows.
Oh yeah.
No, what I was gonna say is,
Apologies. I mean, that's like what 20 minutes of me cupping a mic. Oof.
oh, it's fine.
Amateur hour.
No, it'll be fine.
I keep interrupting you. Make your point.
I'm just gonna edit this whole.
Just chunk it out.
I'm just gonna edit.
There's edits in your podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit you out completely.
Okay. Yeah. Just like
This is gonna be me talking to myself.
to a couch.
Yeah, talking to an empty couch. I'm gonna
This-
green screen.
On
you
that
out.
note, this looks like a fucking casting couch setup. By the
I
way,
know.
I walked in here. I was like, oh man, I got suck Lincoln's dick again.
Again.
Here we go. Every time want to be on a podcast, you got to earn it. Here we go again. Fool me once.
Okay. Before I go on to make my point, one thing I did want to point out that the reason you and one thing I will say, the reason you and I have worked so well together on those projects, and I really hope we get to work on some more, like some bigger shit.
Hell yeah.
Is that I think you're real good at just like the high energy, like all over the place, like fucking. I want the world. You know what I mean? And I think I've said this before. I've said this to you before. I'm also really good at that too. A lot of the time, because I do have big ambitions and also big dreams and shit like that. But I think when it's you and I, one of us has to rein the other one in. So I feel like sometimes I'm really good at reining you in terms of like, no, Christoph, we're not going to do quite like I remember
the shot of inside the teacup cabinet and the glowing yellow light. We just had to cut that entire thing, and we tried.
So I don't even remember. Yeah. Now that you bring that,
I know the specifics. Where I was like, oh man, I'm killing my crew here because I'm overworking you all. And
I spent like an hour and a half like trying to rig that up, and it just
sucked.
didn't work. And
that's the universe telling you this is a deleted scene.
Yeah,
if you even nail it, like. Yeah, that's just not meant to be.
No.
Yeah, so thank you for managing my expectations.
Well, and that's the thing, because this is a thing I was telling my friend, and I'm forever proud of this, and not in an egotistical way, just more so in like a creative sense, because in the Helena Marie Tapes video, the entire thing nonstop from start to finish, and I know you'll remember this, is chaos.
Oh yeah,
it's chaos.
Yeah, that's the most like seizure-inducing performance. Let alone the fucking edit where it just like cuts every like eighth of a second.
So we get to the end of that, and it was like what you had stated you wanted the end to be was just more of that. Like,
I don't
you
even
wanted,
remember.
So okay,
Remind me.
So we're filming because we filmed it
2 days.
We filmed it over 2 days
And almost got Asia kicked out.
Almost got her kicked out, and we almost filmed it like sequentially, like start to finish in the video, the way the story plays out. So we get to the end, and we're like, I'm exhausted because I'm like, fuck, I want to go home, but and I remember you were like, okay, so the shot is like, we're gonna start in the living room. The camera's gonna swing around to follow Asia as she like puts her coat on because she's like, fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And the camera's gonna swing around, follow her as she goes up the stairs and out the door. And then as it swings back around, we're gonna swing back to the living room.
The boys are still there.
And the boys are still there, and they're still gonna be going nuts and all this chaos, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I'm like, okay. And I thought about it, and I said, no, Christoph. And you were like, what? And I was like, no, we're not gonna do that. And you were like, what the fuck? Like, you were kind of like, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? And I said, no. I said, here's the shot. I said, we're going to do the exact same thing, but when we swing around, they're going to be standing perfectly still, waiting for her to come back.
Yeah.
Because I said the whole video, start to finish, is chaos. You need to calm it down at the very end. And I liked the juxtaposition of that, because the song is calming down, the video is calming down, and it's just like, it was I said very specifically, they have to be they're in the room, like you're going from the empty room, swinging around like they're ghosts, to them just standing there, looking at the stairs
in stasis,
and then you cut to black or whatever, and it's like
perfect.
It's like, in my head, I was like, they're waiting for her to come back, and then they're going to do it all over
or the
again.
next tenant.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I am forever proud of that, because I think it bookended that
100%
video.
That's what I was about to say, is like, back then, that was years ago now, but like back then I didn't really understand thinking of things. I was, my thought process was more like style, and like I had style down. I didn't really have storytelling down. So like, I'm now like a big disciple of like Dan Harmon's like Story Circle. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Dan Harmon's Story Circle.
How long till you get him on this podcast? Let's manifest it.
6 months.
Fuck yeah. Let's make it happen. I'll hold you to that.
6 months.
I'll reach out to him. I'll be like, look, buddy. Like,
6 months. Dan Harmon, 6 months.
Fuck yeah.
I'll come to LA. 6 months.
Oh man, I'm coming.
And we'll do This Will Never Work featuring Harmontown. We'll get the boys. We'll get Jeff, because I've met Jeff. We'll get Dan. We'll get Rob. Like, I'll do a This Will Never Work featuring Harmontown. I think that would be like, I'll manifest it. I don't give a fuck. Are you spilling all over?
That excited me so much, I leaked all over myself.
Oh man. I think that would.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I think so
you.
too.
Yeah,
I believe in myself too.
But it's funny. Like, I now think of pretty much fucking everything according to that, and like, I'm trying to pick it apart. If you guys don't know what the Story Circle is, it was what the fuck is that guy's name?
Joseph
Campbell.
Yep.
Joseph Campbell. Basically, like,
Joey Campbell.
Joey C. As
Joey
I call
C.
him. We're tight. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. I don't know. I have no idea how old that book is, but Here with
Better
a Thousand
than Joseph
Faces.
Smith.
I mean, bar's pretty low there, but
Dum.
nice. But essentially, storytelling, whether you're like trying to
The
sell
hero's
someone
journey.
Colgate fucking toothpaste, or you're trying to sell me this bottle of water, or you're trying to make the most moving story ever told. There is a format, and it pisses me off that there is a format to good storytelling. I always try to challenge it. And one of my favorite things to ask like celebrities when I meet them and shit, or like writers or like directors and shit, is like, do you have any examples that challenge that format that succeed? Because as like a fan of Dan Harmon, and I've read like, what is it called? You'll Be Perfect When You're Dead.
Have you read the whole thing?
Oh yeah. Multiple times over.
I own it, and I haven't fucking read it.
Hard copy? Like,
yeah.
You own a physical copy of that?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I ordered it. Okay, so the day...
You know how rare that is?
Yeah.
My God.
I ordered it the day Aaron put it up for sale.
Wow.
So his ex-wife...
Oh, man.
She had it printed. Like, she published the
It's
book.
like a birthday present for him, wasn't
it was a birthday present for him. She had it published and then surprised him with, like, his book.
Yeah, for those who don't know, he's the writer of many things.
Community,
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Oh, I just saw he's got a new one coming out in 23 called Crapopolis. It's another animated thing, and it's like it looks
funny
like.
because Justin Roiland went and did like Solar Opposites.
Have you watched? Solo?
Not yet.
It's so funny.
Okay.
I love.
I'm like my girlfriend's. I got her addicted to Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, we need more. I'm like, you're gonna be waiting a long ass time with their pacing. But like then some suggesteds came up because my phone was listening to me. And it's like, you need to check out Solar Opposites because it's able to do on an episodal level way more than Rick and Morty can because they're confined to what they've started at the beginning. And
it's kind of like, it's funny because like Solar Opposites is essentially the American Dad of the Rick and Morty world. Like it's kind of like
got it.
Rick and Morty's Family Guy.
Yeah.
Solar Opposites is American Dad.
Yeah. Good comparison.
It is only in the fact, except for the sense that like when it comes to Family Guy and American Dad is better, in my opinion, and always has been. But Solar Opposites is really good.
Okay.
Like it's I didn't have high hopes. Justin Roiland's he's a fucking
beast.
Oh, he's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, I remember there was this like press release years back, like when Rick and Morty first popped and everyone knew Justin Roiland's name. Somehow a press release ended up in my fucking inbox about Squanch Tendo, his gaming company. And they were like, we're basically staffing fucking everything. And I was like, yo, how cool would it be to do like sound design and shit? And it's still like, I've done some like indies and student games and shit because I'm like a massive game nerd. And like, I make a lot of like video game music for video games that don't exist anywhere but in my head. Like I make a lot of like chiptune shit that devolves into just monstrosities. It's like one of my favorite things just because of sentimentality. And I responded to that. Never heard anything back, but I was like, man, how cool would that be? Like to be, ground level of like Justin Roiland's like gaming thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, that would have been unreal.
That would have been so much fun. I still like daydream about doing sound shit for video games. But backing up, we never finished our point. We like half finished a bunch of things.
Well, yeah, you were talking about Dan Harmon's Story Circle.
Yeah, and then the Joseph Campbell wrote Here with a Thousand Faces, which made the theory that all good stories have to the hero's journey.
Yeah, they contain the hero's journey.
Yeah. And then I feel like I'm repeating myself now like an idiot. But yeah, one of my favorite things ever is to ask people, like, do you have examples that challenge that format that still tells a successful, moving, engaging story? But
interesting.
The reason I bring it up is because and this is going to end my point, saying those guys need to stand the fuck still at the end of this music video is the perfect bookend to it. Because if they were just still going, it would have felt like, oh, well, that's more of the same.
Yeah.
For sure. So like, that's one of those things, going back to the beginning of this episode, is like, man, I would have fucking definitely instinctually not have suggested what I initially would have there. And thank you for saving that project that way.
Oh, it's not. No, I didn't save it. I just,
it would have been a weird ending.
It would have been a weird ending. And I feel like it's one of those things where like have you ever worked on something where like it's not even like, because I've worked on stuff where like you go along and you're kind of like you're bouncing ideas off people and like and especially on like collaborative shit like that too. It's like, yeah, okay, I get that you're directing it. I'm DOP, whatever, but you and I still have like a good enough relationship.
We have respect for each other's ideas
totally,
and shit too.
And it's just like if because at the end of the day, I say that a lot at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's the end of the day.
It's the end of the day. Gabagool. No, it's like, no, but really, if I feel very strongly about an idea or something creatively that is going to bolster the project in an important way or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man,
I'm going to fight for it because it's
never change that.
Yeah, because it's not.
Never change that.
And not in like not in an egotistical way.
No, it's about the project.
It is, because it's if it's going to make it better, you have to fight for it.
100%.
And I feel like in a lot of cases, especially in like when you look at like studio stuff, or you look at like like big money stuff,
and you see someone bomb it because it was about ego. Or they're at the confines of the IP, or
Okay.
So many things.
Let's
When it's like obvious to anyone who's worked 5 minutes in the fucking industry what the obvious answer to make a better project would have been.
Yeah.
It's weird that it goes through like 1,000. We both work in the film industry, like where it's really funny when you watch projects tank and you're just like, that had everything set up for it perfectly fine. But then a producer's cousin had an idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, my nephew wants 50 Cent to play the Predator, so we're going to make that happen.
So I want to like, I know this might be a little bit of a tangent, but like briefly,
Let's do it.
I'd like to bring up David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Okay.
You're going to hate me for this. I haven't watched a comic book movie in a long time.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
That part of it doesn't matter because
I think I've seen Suicide Squad though.
the one with Will Smith.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
That was the last one I saw for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
That movie sucks.
Oh yeah.
Do you know why it sucks?
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Correct. So
I did it. Yes.
da 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 da.
I got the right answer.
So I mean, I don't work at Warner Brothers, right? I wasn't in any of those fucking offices. I wasn't in any of those meetings
yet.
All of it is speculation. However, based on what we as the audience can see, and if you're not fucking stupid, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. We get to San Diego Comic-Con, like obviously the movie was being shot or whatever, and they cut together that first trailer. Okay. Mm-hmm. They show the first trailer at, I believe it was Comic-Con, and the first trailer we got was really dark and gritty. And it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like David Ayer's fucking Suicide Squad movie is going to be fucking dope.
Yeah.
Then you cut to like 6 months later when they're doing the next round of advertising for this movie, because obviously the first people you're going to show it to are you're going to show it to a crowd at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to like absolutely.
Yeah.
So the next round of advertising, when you start getting into like the TV advertising and like the YouTube premiere of the trailer and shit like that.
Oh man.
Suddenly, the movie is now like pastel pink and blue.
Yep.
Bohemian Rhapsody's playing over top of the trailer. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of like really specific comedic elements. It's really flashy. They're like introducing all the characters in these like flashy
Was
graphics.
comedy a part of the first one that you saw, or was it just dark and gritty?
It was really dark and gritty. And like, but the thing is, it's like in dark and gritty, you can still be funny.
Yeah, you can.
And it's actually more effective.
If
you're trying to force the comedy into this, like it feels a lot more forced. So now suddenly you've gone from this like, and these are just trailers, of course.
Yeah.
But you've gone from this like fucking what looked like a pretty dark and gritty, like, okay, like shit, like the DCEU is like shaping up to be like obviously dark and gritty, and like that's kind of what we wanted. Yeah. But what Warner Brothers did is they brought in this other editing house to cut a different trailer. That was the trailer they cut, was the Bohemian Rhapsody one.
Oh, you know like who cut these things?
I don't know who cut it, but this is obvious. This is all speculation.
Oh,
all
okay,
shit that I've read.
Okay, got it.
I don't.
Not official.
I know. Well, no. I'm pretty sure it's official. Like I've read. Like I'm pretty sure David Ayer has gone on record saying like, no, they hired somebody else.
Okay.
They kicked me out of the editing room.
Oh fuck.
And so David Ayer's vision for the movie, like what he wanted to make, the studio said they got scared.
Do we need to hashtag release the Ayers cut?
Okay.
I know it's been too long, but yeah.
No, like people already did. People did that after the Snyder cut came out of Justice League. Immediately when that came out, the fan base was like, all right, release the Ayer cut.
Yeah.
And David Ayer was like, it's not going to happen. He was like, honestly, and for good reason, for his mental health and for just because at this point, it really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
We're lucky we got the Snyder cut. It really doesn't matter whether we get the fucking Ayer cut of Suicide Squad or not. And David Ayer doesn't want anything to do with it because he set out to make a movie, and the studio hired a company to cut a trailer. They cut that trailer. The studio went, oh, that's fucking cool. Well, here, cut the movie. So that same company that cut the trailer, they gave them the entire movie and said, give us a movie. And that's the movie we saw in theaters.
Okay.
I drove from Calgary to fucking Enderby to watch Suicide Squad at the drive-in theater opening night because I was so excited to see that movie.
Oh, Lincoln.
And I was sitting there.
No.
And I was so upset.
I'm sorry, dude.
That movie. Oh, it's fine. That movie sucks.
I feel you.
It sucks. Why? I don't understand why Warner Brothers and DC, every single thing has to be a world-ending fucking, like big bad. Everything is
you got to one up it. And how do you one up that they've done 1,000 times in a row? Like, from a creative standpoint, like literally you funneled your direction, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of IPs that are like, unfortunately. I mean, the cool thing about comic book shit is now you're starting to see like offshoot shit that are more like borderline character size, like Joker. And I've heard rumors about the next Joker and it sounds fucking sick. But like that is like, I can kind of see it's like, how do you take the aesthetic, the same talent, and have world ending thing, a galaxy ending thing, universe ending thing? Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Them every day, like shopping,
I would rather that.
That's probably why now it's more like palatable to watch these like, Jakuku Pahweenix just go insane on camera for a bit and it's not about the world ending.
Yes.
Yeah. So contrast. They got to swing it back the other way then?
Yeah.
Is what you're thinking?
Yeah. Way too hard the other way. And that's exactly what they so that I bring up the Ayer shit only because that is a really good example of somebody who has a studio hiring someone who has a vision. They're like, here, make a movie. And then he goes and makes a movie and the studio goes, ugh, I don't know. It's not fun enough. And it's like, it's not supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. So it's like, no, but
our focus group says it's supposed to be fun.
So Christoph, to that point, if you and I were making that music, totally low stakes, absolutely low fucking
lowest,
stakes. But it's like, if we're making that music video and I'm coming to you going, you know what? I really think this music video needs to end with a kid's birthday party.
Litigation, and you're fired, and
like I really think there needs to be a birthday clown, like 6 kids running around this birthday clown, just like the most ridiculous shit. You're gonna be like, no, I think we'll stick with like the boys still rocking out. And I'm gonna no, I really, really, you know what?
This is the hill I'm dying on.
In fact, I'm gonna hire another cinematographer. I'm gonna hire another director to come in and replace you.
Man,
like it's just stupid. It's absolutely fucking so.
Yeah.
There's when it actually benefits. There's a lot of short-sightedness in entertainment. I feel like sometimes, and it's like, it is difficult for people to see eye to eye creatively sometimes because what you think might like even you and I, like what I think might be like cool and aesthetically pleasing might not necessarily tickle your fancy.
We all nice.
Yeah, it was ball tickling.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate a
your
good ball
gigantic
tickle.
balls.
Here we go again.
That's ding dong number 2.
Yeah, let's see how many times we hammer on about.
The dude.
Stop. Oh my god. The highlight reel of this is gonna be just like,
all my TikTok videos that I cut out of this are just gonna be like Christoph Schlong, Christoph,
my poor girlfriend.
Yeah, I feel bad for having to take that hog too.
Man after my own heart. I love you, Lincoln.
I love you too, buddy.
I don't even remember what we're talking about. Oh fuck. Those Snapchat. My Snapchat arc is over.
We're hanging out. We're hanging out one time, and
God.
he's talking about his dick or whatever. And I said,
Okay, first of all,
you were talking about your dick in some way, and we were with a group of. We were also with a group of people. We were chat. Somehow your dick came up. And I said something. I was like, yeah, it's big. And you looked at me and you were like, you haven't seen my dick. And I said, Christoph, I have you on Snapchat. He goes bright red and goes, oh my fucking God.
Man, I had this
era.
Yeah, it was like the Snapchat arc of my life where I was like, this is an app that is just meant for disposable penis content. It I am surprised, dude. I just came back from like Regina, the city that rhymes with bad dad jokes, and you would not believe at this music festival how many girls walked around with just like a screen name on them, and I'm
like
filming
add me on Snapchat.
and I'm like, why? Like, why Snapchat? Like, what is? It's weird. It's like
Because they're monetizing that shit. I bet.
Oh, you can monetize a Snapchat?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
What are you talking about? They're probably selling a private Snapchat to people.
Oh,
like they're probably
okay,
like
okay.
They're
I thought
probably
you meant like TikTok, where it's like you hit a certain level of prestige, and they're like, you get a penny every view now.
No. They're probably getting like if you were
you almost got me busting out the ding dong on Snapchat or round 2 or make that money.
You probably could.
Oh Jesus.
No, but honestly, they're probably attractive girls.
Everyone's attractive. In some light.
All women are beautiful.
Every human being is beautiful. It's my job as the photographer to find out how.
Oh my God. Anyway,
I'm not getting canceled a 6th time for this, Lincoln. No,
I know we don't need to get.
But no, it's
no.
just,
I have a feeling that you would. I mean, if
it was just attention hunger, that's all it was. It wasn't even like you could tell from
But,
some of
like,
these people
good for them.
are like really salt of the earth, like actually like small town, like humble people that just wanted like more like outreach.
and if that's what it is, good for them.
Yeah, I fuck with it. But like it was really funny to be like, why Snapchat? I'm like,
'cause you're
I'm
on
in Regina, so it's like you guys are like 5 years behind on the app wave.
They're in the dark ages of like,
and it's funny because we flew out some clients to this shit that are like on the new wave, and it's some shit I've never even heard of. There's gonna be a new app that's like just fucking killing it.
Wait, what?
Be Real? You heard of it? Heard of this?
No.
All right, I'm not fucking gonna suck too much social media dick here, but essentially, like, we had some people from like really, like where I live is like second largest city type thing.
Okay.
New York and Toronto and LA are definitely a tier above where I live, Vancouver. You know what I mean? Those are like where shit happens and the original stuff happens. And then you got like the smaller towns, like where I just was, where they're like kind of behind. So looking forward to like these people that rolled out and they're like, oh yeah, we're all on this shit. And I've never even heard of it. So it's like, there's this app called Be Real, and it's cool. Who knows how it's going to be, but like its intentions are pretty fucking sick. So it's like, you just get every day, I think once or twice a day, you get a random ding ding, and you're like, what the, oh shit, you have 2 minutes to take a photo on the front and back of your camera at the same time, and you don't get any longer than that. So you have to be real, but it's also a play on the term be real. Like, it's just like, you know, it's bullshit. Like,
okay.
Backup footage. But you literally just have to stop whatever the fuck you're doing and just be like, this is currently what I'm doing. And it takes the photo. And if you miss it, you're not using that app that day.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't see anyone's shit. It alerts all of your friends that you're a fucking poser and you're not on social media because you missed your Be Real.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And so like literally,
and it can happen at any time during the day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's randomized.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 times a day. Because like
it's kind of like a game.
They're gamifying it for sure.
Okay.
But I didn't see any ads on this shit. Who knows, when it gets more of a user base, they might sell out. But like, I was like, oh, I understand both angles of this. One, it keeps like social media use more like lighthearted and less like polished. There's no fucking filters on it. You literally have to take the photo as is, front camera, back camera.
Okay.
Which I get, and it's cool. And they're
So
probably
it's like if you're in the shower, you're in the shower.
There's the ding dong again.
Ding, 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 ding.
But yeah, they like, I can also see it going bad where it's like, you know, in like, oh shit, I have to be prepared for my phone to go off because my B-reel is going to be ready. So instead of like, it's trying to combat what Instagram's doing by like, this is presumptuous. I have no idea why they made this fucking app, but the appeal looks like it's reality rather than this polished, fake, filtered, like all set up shit.
Okay.
Where it's just like your phone's about to take a photo in 2 minutes, get in front of it and point it at something else, make it look appealing, whatever the fuck you're doing. Be real. And then, whereas Instagram has this like culture where it's like everything is curated, it's depressing people because of how fake everything is, but like on a subconscious level, you're doing the comparison game and it's fucking everyone up and it's making society en masse like really unhappy. So I see this backfiring where people go, oh shit, my B-reel is going to go off 2 times today. I got to make sure my whole day is picture perfect. So it's actually it could potentially end up worse than the Instagram situation.
So you end up sitting around doing nothing.
The whole fucking day.
The whole fucking day.
To let your camera go off at its
dude, I'm
unprompted
not
time.
going to download that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to have to because, you know, I got to fucking
Yeah.
I'm I'm
Are
an
we
artist.
talking? So the clients, are we talking like, are these like LA people or Toronto people?
Montreal.
Oh, Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit. So they're like,
They're artsy too. Yeah, we broke down over
they're
some
like,
like
oh,
fashion
oui,
designer
oui,
shit.
hello.
Oh no, not that.
De
bad,
poutine.
no.
Baguette.
I've oh man, it's really funny. I've had French Canadians pull the racism card when I've made light fun like you just did about French Canadianism. And they're just like, oh man, you can't be doing that shit.
That's not.
It's racist. It's like the irony.
I'm sorry. Doing an accent is not racism.
I mean, to the certain French Canadians that I have upset in
So
my
if
past.
I do a British accent,
Oh my
bottle
god.
of water. Oh, listen, cunt. Oh, you right, cunt. Do
Oh, man.
butcher from
Butcher.
the boy. Oh, you right, cunt. Oh my god, we're gonna talk about the boys in a second.
Dude,
But
oh man, I was on the plane and I'm like, you know what, I need to revisit parts of this. And I just went back to some of my favorite highlight things. I barely waste my time ever on like fan theories and shit like that. But like there were some cool ones. The deviation from the show where it's going from the comic, I'm like picking it apart. I'm like such a big fan of both.
okay, we'll get to that.
We'll get
And
there,
you can tell me about that.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I disagree. Doing a French accent is not racism.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
I agree with you.
That's a stretch.
But like, when someone, as a white male, when someone goes, you've offended me, you have to take a moment and be like, oh fuck, am I unaware that I'm doing something that like, you have to pause. You have to be like, I'm listening.
Yeah, of course.
I'm learning. But I just didn't know what to say. And I just didn't say anything.
I feel like there's a lot. I feel like there's, I don't, that one, that's a stretch for me.
Yeah, me too.
Doing a French Canadian accent that's.
I think it was also that I said, I was like, I do light things. Like when I was in Regina, I was like, everyone here's got face scabs on meth, but they're really nice to talk to because I wasn't staying in the fucking bad part of Regina.
Right.
Next to a methadone clinic. So like, when I do that, people get it like it's a fucking joke. And like I had all these Regina locals message me being like, I'm glad you're enjoying your time there. Like
It's not all like that.
Yeah, no, like I do see the good from the
Yeah,
bad.
of
Like
course.
I just make like weird little like really presumptuous, really intentionally reductive, like, everyone under 20 drives a souped up Honda here. It's like
GPS signal lost.
I've lost my way.
Is that you?
That's me.
Oh, that was.
I turned that off.
That
That's weird.
scared the shit out. I was like,
Let me turn that off.
oh my god.
That's weird. I closed all my apps coming in.
Open the pod bay door, Hal.
Oh fuck.
I can't do that. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like there's a lot more.
Oh, the reason I brought that up. Is because like I mean, it's weird, man. I've gotten in so much trouble in my life trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Because like at the root of fucking everything I do, and it took a long time to learn this, is like I'm an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
My motivations behind what I'm about to say aren't always like to make the most fucking like genius observation ever. Sometimes I'm saying shit just to make people chuckle.
Mm-hmm.
I've obviously had to tone it down because I'm in my mid fucking 30s now, and I've upset a lot of people to get here along the way, where it's like people have to be like, yo, we get it, you're trying to be funny, but like what you just said made so and so upset. I'm like, cool, I found a limit. I'm gonna respect that.
Look, life is not all dick jokes and rainbows, okay?
Fair.
It's not. But sometimes it is. Like sometimes
Yeah.
there
But
are,
you have to learn to read a room.
Yeah. 100%.
And I sucked at that. I was like that guy that was just always.
I remember.
Yeah, I was a
I
fucking
knew-
spaz. I was gonna say, when we first met, I was like mentally ill as shit. I was
Yeah.
working in a pretty stressful environment. Happy I met you there. I was also overworking myself at multiple jobs because my ambitions outweighed my lifestyle.
Yep.
And like, man, I was like, I'm surprised I have any friends from that era still, because like I look back at myself and I'm like, wow, like you scrappy little pup.
Well, and to that point, it's been and I say this genuinely, it's actually been a pleasure like watching you mature in that way.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
And because I feel like you did live that little bit of a, how do I say this nicely, man-child
Yeah.
lifestyle,
Man-child is a really
little bit
Yeah, for sure.
longer than you should have.
Dude, I like matured so much later than fucking everyone else because I came from a fucked up place, and I honestly didn't even meet a sane adult until like my late 20s.
Yeah.
So like I had no like mode of comparison for what a healthy, adjusted member of society should look like.
Yep.
Like, so like me, like we can turn this into a therapy session, but like I get it.
It is a therapy session.
All right, sick. So when I was 3, no, I was just kidding. Just like lay down on here like a chaise
Like,
longue.
okay,
or
let me
called.
adjust the cameras.
Yeah.
Fucking dick.
Yeah,
couch
like
that
I
you're
look
too
back at
tall
that
for.
era and I'm like, man, you're supposed to cringe when you look back at yourself. I think
Yep.
if you're not cringing looking back at yourself just
You're
like a couple years,
fucking stupid.
you're not growing enough.
Nope.
Yeah. And it's funny because like as I grow older, I cringe more, but I forgive more.
Yeah.
Of other people and myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, everyone's just a kid with a little bit of time sprinkled on
You
top.
go through a point in your life where you look back and you go, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I'm going to hate myself about that forever. And then a little bit more time passes and you go, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But you know what? I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then a little bit more time passes and you go, oh my God, I can't believe that happened.
This is going to be a really sacrilegious thing to say on like a Canadiana podcast where like, you know, your thumb is on the pulse of like Canadian culture. I find like,
Me?
yeah, man. Like I hear a lot of like Canadian, I mean, yeah.
What do you mean?
I
My
mean,
pulse? My
your
thumb's
thumb.
on the pulse?
I would say so. Like, you know more about like what's happening in Canada now, comedy, show, entertainment wise than I do. We talked about it literally before the camera. Like some of those things I was like, who's that? Oh yeah. What show is that? And like things like that. But
I mean, a little
the reason I
bit.
bring it up is there's
I mean, like, I watch a lot of, Canadian.
yeah.
This is something I wanted to talk to my guest yesterday about.
Sure.
Canadian, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go for it.
What Canadian entertainers and Canadian entertainment is doing right now is unbelievable.
I know.
The content that is coming out of like even fucking CBC
I know.
is so good and so funny and so if anyone nowadays ever comes up to you and you're like, oh, what do you like? If you were to ask somebody like, what do you watch for like in terms of like Canadian content, and if they were to say to you like, Canadian TV sucks, Canadian, like you know they are fucking stupid.
I'm stupid
because
I do that all the time.
Oh my God,
but
dude,
rip me apart. I'm just like,
I'm gonna.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
gonna
deserve
give you
it.
some shit to watch.
I deserve it. Dude, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm at the point where like I'm making this sounds like a fucking excuse and maybe it is, but like I don't have fucking time. I don't have to. It's the most like,
I'm in the same boat.
It sounds egotistical as shit.
It's
and
not.
I feel bad. Dude, there's so much shit I want to watch.
That's not your fault.
I
It's
know.
literally the fact that there's too much shit to watch.
It's true. I need to like get COVID or something just so I could like actually finally watch Game of Thrones.
don't get COVID. Ugh.
I have
had
once.
it.
I have once.
I had it twice. It's
Oh man.
fucking.
Do you know what
brutal.
strands? Judging by your
have no
symptoms. All right, so let's dial this back. The Canadiana thing.
Okay.
Dialing it back to forgiving yourself and being.
Why do we both keep spilling on ourselves? This
Because
is
we're excited.
ridiculous.
We're trying to seduce each other subliminally. You're gonna have like a fucking like a cut of this edit of us just drooling and like.
in slow mo, just
like,
pouring water on ourselves.
Anyway, go on. Yeah, I filmed this podcast 120 FPS just for those moments. Yeah, but there's a
Sounds all out of.
you ever it sounds like a Wettworker song.
Well, yeah, we're just like on the video. I'm just hitting Christoph. But go on.
You ever come across a meme that just like takes your breath away and you're like, whoa, or like not even a meme but like a quote, and I know that's like the most like shitty, like reductive, whatever, but like those dumb like positive vibes daily, and you're like, fuck no, please stop suggesting this to me, and then one day it hits you and you're like, whoa, that actually was timed well and I needed that. You ever get those where like you're moved by stupid, simple, clickbaity
Like
internet
a genuine
content?
one?
Like have you ever come across a meme or like a quote? You know those dumb like Muhammad Ali said this ages ago, but we just put it in brackets and put a little black and white photo of him behind the text. Have you ever been moved by one of those?
Yeah, and it's like wrongfully attributed to
Yeah, that too.
some quote from Lord of the Rings. Wrongfully.
There's one for me, and I'm gonna butcher it whatsoever, but it's like, take the nude photos of yourself because one day you're gonna look back with much kinder eyes. And I think that's from Schitt's Creek.
It is.
Yeah, never seen it. My girlfriend loves it.
Yeah. Alexis.
I haven't seen it, but I saw the text on the screen and I was like, that's a beautiful sentiment.
Alexis, take the nude photos of yourself now because you'll look back with much kinder eyes. I'm doing a terrible.
No, for
Catherine
me,
O'Hara.
that's my first. You nailed it.
Alexis.
I love that. So anyhow, about the whole like
It's true.
forgiving yourself and like cringing less thing.
Yeah.
That is like, I should go watch that show now.
I think you'll appreciate what it. I mean, you're not a small town kid, but I think you'll appreciate the sentiment.
I spent years in a small town.
Well, then
when my grandparents died when I was like fucking 12 or 13 or whatever, I had to go move away from the city into a place where I saw my first cow and like a block away from my house, and like kids brought guns to school, and like I got called every homophobic slur because I don't know,
They didn't like your beard?
dude, weird shit. Oh yeah, my beard at age 12. You know what's funny? You're not gonna fucking believe this. This is an exclusive for you.
I already don't believe it, but go on.
I actually got a couple exclusives here for you.
Oh, okay.
Does that you have a theme song? You
Yeah.
got like a
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
bro, how have you not been hammering this the entire time?
Hold on. Oh, it's not. I don't know if it's working.
No pressure. Cameras are rolling.
Okay. Yeah. Go.
I love that. That's fucking awesome. Are you getting ready?
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say anymore.
No, you
'cause
have
my
two
ADHD.
exclusives.
I
have
know.
two
I know what
exclusives for me.
the second one's gonna be.
I
The
said-
first one's gonna be. I was actually. This is not bullshit. I was born with a beard.
Fuck off.
I'm not joking. I did get bullied for it my whole life, so that sound effect. No. My CP
Chicken boy.
Dude, out of all fucking buttons you could have pressed that just like caused me to like have a fucking flashback of like harassment and oh man, because it was patchy. It was not where the beard is now. It was like, oh man.
Chicken boy.
So
You were born with a beard.
literally it was from like where the beard starts now, like middle of my neck up to my chin. Like
Okay.
and it was because obviously when I was a baby it was like fucking blonde and whatever, but like my parents were like, oh, that's fucking funny, and they made fun of me all the time for it. Thank you for pressing the laugh button. Kids at school made fun of me all the time for it. It wasn't like big, it just looked like really thick curly prominent peach fuzz.
Okay.
And my parents were like, oh, he's gonna get fucking made fun of for this shit. And I've actually never even thought of this for the last like fucking 20 something odd years. I've never discussed this with anyone. So this
Ever?
I'm discovering these feelings as a 35-year-old man right now for the first time right now. So my parents tried cutting it for me.
Oh no.
But dude, let me tell you.
He's shaking.
Oh man. Oh, the pain, dude. I remember I was probably like 4 and my parents were like, oh, he's probably gonna get bullied for this weird patch of hair or whatever. So my stepdad, bless his heart, took like his face electric razor, and he was just like, oh, we'll just trim it down. And child's hair, like children hair, is very floppy and malleable, so it doesn't snap on a cutter the same way that like this hair would as an adult. This is like, these look like fucking like rebar. Like this is aircraft cable coming out of my chin right now.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
like back then, he with the best intentions starts at the top and he drags and it just gets caught and it's like, and I just and start screaming. There's blood. It's bad. Oh man. And I've never thought about this, but maybe on a subconscious level, this is like me owning it. Like me just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I got a beard now. Make fun of me.
I've never known you without a beard.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's known you without a beard.
You
If
met me when I was like just starting it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like small. It was like all the way around.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's-
it's weird, man. Like, yeah, obviously because of the placement of it in photos and shit, it doesn't look like much is there. You're like, oh, he's got a little peach fuzz under there, but it was weird. I had a weird patch of hair.
That is weird. What's
Yeah.
what's exclusive number 2?
Look at my shoes. I know you're a pop culture junkie. I brought my Wayland Yutani fucking alien Reebok Bug Stompers circa 2018.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about
I've never
those.
worn these before.
Fuck you.
This for you, because I was like, if there's any pop culture junkie on earth that would respect this, it's my boy Lincoln.
Okay. I've been looking at them the whole time,
Yeah.
and I was wondering. I'm like, Jesus Christ, those are
Bro, they go out. I know, like the camera's not going to catch much, but like, and I'm not going to take.
I'm
off my
like,
fucking
these
shoes.
are
But like, content's on different. Like they got
shit.
the marine, the USMC
Oh
marine
my
like
God.
decals all over them. Even it's weird. Even on the insides of them, like there's like, yeah, and this is actual Gore-Tex
Well,
and
and
shit.
it's funny because like I was looking at them and like that looks strangely like something out of Alien.
Sick. Well, it's because it is.
Yeah.
This is made after the Marines. On the back,
That's
we endanger
so
species.
funny.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know. I was like, I've been hanging on to them for a while. I'm like, what fucking occasion am I saving these for? But fellow pop culture junkie.
So now the question is,
All right.
You're not going to wear them regularly?
Fuck no. This is going to be like every time I'm on your show, I'll
Okay.
bust them out.
Okay.
Sick.
Dude, those are so sick. Yeah.
I really like them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you pointed it out because I've been looking at them the whole time and I'm like, those are the weirdest shoes I've ever
The
seen.
day I got them, I had a photo shoot and I did the try on. I was like, oh, do they work as shoes? Do they fit? Obviously, you buy shoes online, you can't try them on. But like, it showed up a year after I ordered them because they're like super limited edition. They make them like,
Holy fuck.
yeah. So like, I was like, unsure. I put them on as a try on, and then a model showed up that I had to shoot right away. So I was like, okay. And I wore it throughout the shoot just to kind of break them in, but that doesn't count. This is the first time of me wearing them out.
You're a good man. Can I ask how much you paid for them?
Probably between $500 and $600.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it's like being a super fan of stuff. You pay stupid amounts of money for very dumb shit, and then years later, you're like, that probably wasn't worth it. But I'm probably also one of like a dozen people who did this, which feels cool.
I'm
a fucking nerd for that universe.
I have a
so-
couple. Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I have a couple things like that. When Miles and Bobby came to Calgary for that tattoo convention back in, I think it was in June.
Yeah.
They came and stayed at my house, and I took them. I took them around shopping to like collectible stores and whatever.
Fuck yeah.
So we wound up at Toys.
Oh, you need to tell me what everyone copped. I need to know everyone's haul. Hit me.
Oh yeah, we got it. What did I get that day? I almost picked up.
Do you have a pawn shop circuit there too? Like shit that was like, because there's a couple of those like in Victoria where their fucking collectibles shit is like
No, not
actually
really
on point.
Yeah, not
Okay.
really collectible. I mean, not
So
that
mostly comic book shops, toy stores. Okay.
Yeah, so I took him I took him to a comic book store, like my favorite comic book store in the city. Another toy shop I really like, and then we wound up at Toys R Us. That's like close to my house.
Hell yeah.
And you're familiar with NECA, obviously.
Yep.
So NECA recently did these like they continually do Ninja Turtle shit,
Hell yeah.
and they did this. They've done all these like 2-packs from the. I want to say it's either the animated series or the comic. I think it's the animated series, but it's like the robot Bebop and Rocksteady. I think. It was.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're at Toys R Us, and they've got them behind a glass. They've got
Toys R Us has a glass case section.
Well, yeah, because the entertainment section is no longer, like where they had like video games and stuff like. It's not that anymore. It's all adult collectibles.
Because people are just downloading all their fucking video games
well,
now.
yeah, they don't even sell. I don't even think they sell. They still sell some video games, but they're getting out of the console game altogether.
So that's a little adult toy section.
Yeah, so like-
holy shit, I
Yeah.
need to go to Toys R Us.
Yeah, they.
Oh my god.
They carry NECA now, which I was just like,
What?
Yeah, dude. Like they had the whole. They had the new like Gargoyles figures that weren't available anywhere else. They had the Griff Tannen from Back to the Future 2 figure that's still not available anywhere else.
What? So they have exclusives through NECA.
Well, yeah, because back in May they did this thing called Holothon. NECA did.
Cool.
And all of the Holothon stuff was available through Target in the States, and in Canada, anything that's Target exclusive is Toys R Us exclusive, right? So. Canada, we wound up with all this stuff that like none of the other stores have seen, and they've told the other stores like you can't order any of this stuff.
Wow.
Even though it wound up in Toys R Us in Canada.
Wow.
Anyway, so Miles, Bobby, and I are at Toys R Us, and they run. Shout out to Tech Noir Tattoo in Victoria.
Hell yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Tech Noir Tattoo in Victoria. If you want the coolest tattoos on the planet, go to Tech Noir Tattoo in Victoria. That is a terrible ad read. Anyway, so the boys are kind of telling me, they're like, yeah, like Bobby picked up like some robot thing from Ninja Turtles or whatever, and they're kind of saying that like their aesthetic, what they're going for is they want to. Have you been to their
Is this
shop?
for the shop? No.
Their
Every
shop
time
is
I'm in Vic, I'm like so
beautiful.
fucking busy shooting or performing.
that's fair.
Like, and I want to like just
Go
like,
stop by.
just want to like surprise Miles. Just
Oh,
like,
he would
what's
love
up?
that.
Yeah.
He would love that. But
I've seen photos though. It looks fucking gorgeous.
the shop's gorgeous. So they're kind of telling me they're like, yeah, the aesthetic is like if we're gonna put any action figures in the store, they're gonna be robots. I'm like, okay. Cool. So there's this 2-pack, and I'm pretty sure if I don't, he'd have to correct me, but I'm pretty sure it's like a robotic Bebop and Rocksteady. It's
Sick.
cool. It's a cool
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
set. So because it's in a glass case, you have to find someone to fucking unlock the case and get one for you, and like it's a whole thing because there's nobody working in that department anymore.
Do you ever for a second feel like, is this too many steps for a man-child to be getting a toy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only that, the person working at Toys R Us then has to go get one for you from the back because the one in the glass case is not the one. Because they've got them in the back too. Oh. They're like $99 or they're like $100 for this thing. Anyway, and then the Toys R Us person is taking it for you up to the front because they're not just going to hand. No, like seriously, like they're
Just fucking peace out.
yeah, like you're not just like walking out with it. So anyway, it's just this whole rigmarole to buy these fucking toys essentially. So
many steps. And
so many steps.
Grown ass man buying a
Exactly.
toy, and
So-
it's almost like a shaming process.
Kinda.
Rite of passage.
Well-
How much shame are you willing to endure to get that fucking toy?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So then Miles gets to the counter and the lady goes, she scans it and she goes, "Why the hell is this thing $99?"
Another level of shame.
Yeah, she's like, "Why is this $100?" And she's like looking at it, and Miles is just like, like with a straight face, just goes, "Because they'll know they know we'll pay it."
Yeah.
Like seriously. And so he just like
clinging onto the threads of our youth.
I know. And yeah, like literally they know we're gonna fucking pay it. So yeah, he just like buys it and we're fucking like he comes out of the store and he's just like, like that's why is this process not easier?
I
Like,
know, right?
I just want to buy toys. And not only that, the best part about I think it's because they have to ask, but every single time I've bought something at Toys R Us, especially because I bought quite a few NECA things there now, every single time they're scanning the thing and then they're like, "Would you like a gift receipt?" And I always look them dead in the face and I'm like, "No, it's for me." Always. No, it's for me. Thank you.
Oh
And they're
my
just
God.
like, "Right on."
Own it.
That'll
Fuck yeah.
be 60.
That's sick, man. Last time I've been in a Toys R Us, it wasn't like that, and I was like, oh man, it was like half of it's Babies R Us now, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that. Do you remember when Babies R Us was started? When it was just Toys R Us for a while, and then Babies R Us became a thing. You're like, I was probably like fucking 8 or something when I saw my first Babies R Us take over half of a Toys R Us. I was like, fuck these babies. Like
I
straight
never
up
went to
8-year-old
Toys R Us when
ages.
I was a kid,
Really?
Yeah, my parents just refused to take us there
Because you just didn't want to deal with you complaining about wanting
they had
things.
4 kids. They're like, "We're not going to go to Toys R Us. You're
man.
going to want fucking everything in the store."
Exactly. My parents, on the other hand, were like, yeah, we'll go there. Just leave us alone for 10 minutes. And look at the things.
Fuck off and look at the episode 1 figures.
Yeah. Here, I'll buy you a thing. There, parenting complete. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, we were poor people. And it was like, cool, I got you a thing. I need you to understand how important it is because we're fucking poor and I got you the thing. So parenting done.
Yep. And that I think that's kind of how, like, I'm not going to have kids. I have my goddaughter.
You're not going to have kids.
No.
Let's get deep with this. I'm going to shit out so many children.
Are you?
No. We're maybe like 1 or 2 or something.
Fair enough. And that's good. And that's
we're talking about it.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Are you going to put a ring on it? Like a nice little black, like onyx diamond?
You want me to?
No, I don't want you to tell it on here.
Yeah,
Fuck
I mean,
off.
okay, cool. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but fucking.
Yeah, spoil it
Yeah.
now. Well, this isn't coming out for a few weeks anyway.
Yeah.
No, Krista, like we've obviously, because Krista and I have been together for 13 years
Jesus Christ!
as of next month. So like, yeah, like our 13th anniversary is coming up.
Holy shit! Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
On
awesome.
August 5th. And so of that, I believe we've been married for 6 of that. Yeah, because we got married in 20. Yes, it was 20. No.
Oh no, she has to be here to correct you.
No,
I
it was
know
20.
this game.
It was 2016 because that was the year of the Fort Mac fire.
There you go.
May the 4th be with you. 2016. Anyway,
Yep.
6 years ago we got married, and so like in that time, it's kind of one of those things where like I've always kind of flip flopped on it, where I'm just like, I could have a kid, you know, having a kid would be great, and like all that. Having a kid is really expensive.
Yeah, and you got too many toys you need to buy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
whereas like me, I'm like I was vehemently against children for the longest time. Coming
Right.
from like the world's overpopulated, crust punk kind of like fucking breeders or scum type thing.
Kill
And
people,
kill cops, kill people, whatever. Smoke crack because nihilism is where it's at. And then I don't know, somewhere in my like probably around the same time my penis ended up off Snapchat, I like was like, oh, there's more to the world than my current ideals. And a lot of
you're
them
like, I'm going to use my penis for good.
yeah, and pump
Make
a
a
child
baby.
into Spooky. And
have a little Wednesday Addams.
oh yes, that would be the dream. And it's like it's funny because like yeah, I already know how my like I might not do this, so here's another exclusive for you. I had, because going back to me always trying to need to be funny all the fucking time to vie for attention.
You don't still do that?
I tone it the fuck down.
I know
sure.
you do.
Yeah, I know. I have to, because like
This
if
version
the
of Christoph is way different.
Oh fuck! I get
compared
that all
to,
the time.
like,
A lot of
fucking
people who
8
knew me
years
before.
ago.
Oh my god!
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm glad a lot of those videos.
But go on.
That he's still in there.
I know.
I just have him in a fucking cage, and I let him out when I'm like around like people I really trust, and I know that like I won't like offend anyone's delicate sensibilities, like people who actually understand how fucking humor works. He comes out.
Yeah, of course.
Especially after a couple drinks, and like, you know, as long as I'm around like trusted folk, I'll revert back to like, okay, I could say anything and still be funny. And then the night is usually really fucking funny.
Yeah.
But that guy's still in there. And I was thinking like, you know, if I got her pregnant, like, you know, you got to do the like, oh, we're expecting photos and stuff or whatever. And I just like thought it'd be like really funny to just be like just a fucking status, just like I cream pied Spooky and it took.
Okay.
I pitched it, didn't go well
With her?
Oh, she was like, I'm like, of course I wouldn't, honey. I just have to say it because it's an idea.
I fucking love that so much.
Yeah, just like it took.
It took.
It took. But
no, you'd
like,
have to do something alien related.
Ooh, oh, baby burster. Oh, I, you know what? I probably can't do this, but it would be really fucking cool to name my daughter Ripley.
Hell yeah.
Like phonetically, I like that name. Mm-hmm. It means a lot to me because obviously, like, you know, badass heroine bitch. Like probably my favorite hero of all time is Ripley for obvious reasons. But like
Ripley Weaver.
that's fucking sick. So yeah, I'll pitch it. It's not likely. Spooky likes more classic shit. So, but like it's funny growing up, going back to the toy thing. It's like we'll go grocery shopping. We'll be at like fucking, I don't know, Superstore or something. I'll be like, you know what? Like let's just detour over to like the toy section and see what like our future might have in store for us. And dude, toys have come a long way. And now it's no longer like just to show you like, kids are expensive. I want toys for myself. For me, it's now like, holy shit. Yeah, toys are expensive. Kids are expensive. But like, this is all a little bit different from how it was when I was growing up. Like Lego has like video screens in it now. Like you get a Super Mario Lego and it knows what type of block it's on.
Yeah.
And you could basically build little like Mario World levels and you just like jump them around and shit. And like my first fucking thought wasn't like I would like that inside me, but what's now outweighing the I would like that is how fucking cool would it be to bring that home to a little shit and just be like, we're gonna build this together.
What's up, you little shit?
Yeah, what's up, you little shit? Like,
We're gonna build this, motherfucker.
dude. I'm gonna buy so many fucking toys.
Yep.
It's an excuse to, right? Like when you got a kid, like, oh man.
So wait, if you have a daughter, you want to name her Ripley?
No, that's just an idea.
No, fair enough. But if you have a boy, you want to name him like what? LP?
Malachi. Like no.
Malachi.
No, like I don't know. I
Little
think
Rick Rude.
You gotta
Young blood.
it has to being like a lyricist and
Young
like
wet.
Ew. It
Yeah.
didn't take. That's the stain. Jesus Christ.
Lil Worker.
Oh man, I'm fucking labor laws on me and shit for that one. Nah, man. It has to being a lyricist has to be like phonetically pleasing. Has to probably carry a lot of meaning. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you can't just give your kid like a rap name.
Christoph Jr. Like that's just like the dumbest shit ever. Like I have no ideas. Me Jr. So stupid.
No, I agree with you, and I've obviously like I've looked at through like the toy aisles for stuff for me, and like now that because I have my goddaughter.
Yeah, that's cool. You're the cool uncle type thing going on here.
Yeah,
almost.
It's like
Or
a little.
do you spoil?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, good, cool.
It like she's 2, and like I don't.
So not quite the appreciative there. It's not quite. She doesn't fully understand the magnitude of what you get them sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean I haven't gotten her like a ton of stuff yet, but it's weird. Not weird. It's the most adorable thing on the planet. She adores me.
Good, as all of us do.
My brother just had a baby. Okay. He just had like
How many siblings do you have?
9, 7.
What?
We
Mormon?
No. We've been over this. I have 1 full blood sister.
That's right.
And I have
right.
6 half siblings.
Damn.
So my older half brother, but they're all my siblings.
Got it.
My older brother.
You love each other all the same.
For sure.
Perfect.
My older brother, he's the first. Well, he's the second technically because my one of my older sisters, one of the twins, she had a baby too. I haven't met their baby yet. But anyway, my older brother, him and his wife, because they got married, just like they not really eloped, but they had a very small ceremony, and like because of the pandemic, didn't tell us until I saw them in person. But anyway,
damn,
yeah, it was like this whole because
making night moves.
Well, making night moves. Fuck.
Just how many? Who's got you busting out into song most? What guest? Who got you singing the most?
So far, you.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was like, the ultra competitive part of me when you're like, oh, what's your longest episode?
Brent.
Are we allowed to talk about that? You gonna add this?
No,
up?
no.
Okay. So your longest episode is
2.5 hours long.
So I want to be 2:45. Just kidding. It's just the competitive part of me is like I got to be the most something.
That's
of
fair.
Your guests, but I'll take song.
Oh yeah, you're dude. Like I'm having, but you're. I'll give you most fun guest.
Oh anyway. Shit!
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Thank you.
Where was I going? Oh, sorry. So my brother,
Godfather-ing.
Yeah. So my brother just had a baby. So I'm a legit blood uncle. And
That's cool.
He has a son. He named him Archer. Archer Robert Constable.
Oh man, there's certain names that have so many connotations with them now.
So the initials are ARC.
That's sick.
Right? So dope. So anyway, I know a lot of dads in my life.
You're looking at a daddy.
I'm a daddy too.
Oh yeah.
Dad bod. No, I like being called daddy. Anyway, so fuck,
what presents did you get?
Throwing me
what
off.
presents did you get?
We got him a gift card for now. I mean, like that's the thing.
Hang on, it's a baby, and you got a baby a gift card.
Well, we got the parents a gift card.
Oh fuck, that's
no, but like that's the thing is like we're not even talking about Archer right now. It's really the thing is like as that kid grows up, like Eric and I have already talked about it. Like we're gonna spoil the fuck out of that kid.
Yeah, cool.
It's gonna because he's like Eric and I have already talked about it. He's like, yeah, the first time he ever watches Star Wars, like you're gonna be there for that, right? I'm like,
oh dude.
I'm like, of course I'm gonna be there.
That's sick.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, of course I'm. So like that kind of shit where it's just like, he obviously wants to raise his son, the way he wants to raise his son, but he wants his uncle to be very involved in his life. So
cool.
We're kind of like gonna like tandem like tag team it and like show him nerdy shit. And,
that's
like, do
so
fun.
cool.
It's so cool, and it's
Is your brother nerdy too?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Good.
Yeah, super nerdy. So I'm already thinking like, oh yeah, like nerdy. That's fucking.
What's
awesome.
his franchise? What's his IP that he's into?
Oh my god. So he
different from yours because obviously there's gonna be crossover.
Yeah, I mean he's a big he loves Star Wars. He's read. I don't know if every single he's a big reader.
Okay,
so he's read
books.
A lot of the extended universe like Star Wars books.
Oh hell yeah! Apparently there's some gold in there too.
Oh yeah, and he loves a lot of it. He loves Michael Crichton. He loves like he's
seminal shit.
Yeah. You and him would get. I should introduce you two actually because you two would get along.
Oh, do I come off as a reader?
No, but it just like nerdy wise, you two would get along really well. Anyway, so like I'm really excited about that. But then on the flip side of it, like being a godfather, because it's like one of our best friends. She's a single mom now because her ex-husband's kind of a fucking nut job.
Oh yeah.
And he's like in her life, but I don't know what kind of a relationship he has with his daughter. Whereas when it comes to like, she's 2 years old and she's walking around the house, and her mom will say to her like, "What do you want to do today?" And she'll be like, "Where's Lincoln?" And it's like,
oh, you're the fun one.
yeah, it like grabs my heart, man. And I'm just like, oh yeah. She sent me
such a beautiful feeling.
She sent me videos of like sitting with her, and she's just like, who she's like, say hi, and she's like, hi Lincoln, like just like cute little things like that. And so like if I ever need like a pick me up or like a little boost, I will just go watch like those videos, because I'm just like,
dude, that's beautiful.
If I'm ever feeling like lonely or whatever, I'll just go and like watch some of those videos because it like makes me smile.
Can I ask you why, when something like that happens, do you not get a little like, how fucking cool would it be to have that every day?
So that's kind of what I'm dealing with is,
like, is that not enough to make you go, maybe I do want to be a dad?
That's kind of where that's kind of where like the crisis part of it comes in, like the midlife crisis part of it was where I am dealing with that. Like I'm trying to figure that out for myself, because yes, but also I know myself well enough to know that like, not that I would be neglectful to a child. I would never be neglectful to a child, but I know that I'm a selfish enough person that, I mean, obviously if I was ever thrust into a position where it was like, nope, you have no other choice. You are now a dad. Of course, I'm going to step up because that's not what my dad did.
But you have enough self-awareness to know you're probably better support character in the next generation than a lead dad.
100%.
That takes one, humility.
Yep.
Two, self-awareness, and like.
And I say that
it's funny because it is a selfish decision. You're like, I'm not having a fucking kid. I'm gonna buy toys for myself the whole life. However, it's kind of selfless in that you're not gonna half-ass it.
No, but even then, it's not even. I understand what you're saying, but it's also like I get more excited where I'm like, I look at it like, no, I get to be the positive male influence in her life.
Oh yeah.
Like I am the pseudo dad, right? Like I am essentially not like I'm not filling in as her father, but I'm filling I'm
supporting lead male role.
Yeah, like I'm filling this like void where she's, like we're going out for dinner and she's literally like, as soon as I show up and sit down, I'm like, do you want to come over? And she's like, yeah. Aww. She'll like walks over to me and she's like cuddling with me, like while we're ordering food. Oh yeah. It's just like, she adores me, and
you're a good man, Lincoln. That's fucking beautiful.
It's honestly, this is the point I was trying to make, is this like, I know a lot of dads, at this point in my life, because a lot of my friends have had kids, and like, I know a lot of, I obviously like I hang out with all their kids and I love all their, I do love kids, but I'm self-aware enough to know that like, I don't think I could put myself in a position where I had to do that every single day, because I just have too many things that I want to do.
Yep.
So every single parent I know, every single one I know, they all say the same thing. They're like, it's exhausting. Yeah. But it's the best thing in the world.
It is. You become the second most important character in your universe.
Yep.
Immediately.
Yep. 100%. And I agree with them. I know exactly what they're saying. And,
but it's a job best left to someone else.
I get it. Yeah. I fully understand what they're saying. And when I say that I fully understand what they're saying, it's only because I shouldn't even say fully. I like, before it was like, yeah, okay, I get it. And it's like, no, you don't, because I truly didn't, because it's like, until a doctor hands you like a baby that you had a hand in creating, like you're never going to fully understand that. Like, oh my God, I love you more than anything in the world. Yeah. However, I will say that at this point, I'm about
My NECA
70
Batman collectible is a close sec. No, I'm just kidding.
My NECA Michael Keaton quarter-inch. No, yeah, quarter size, whatever. No.
Go ahead.
The relationship that I've built with my goddaughter over the last 2 years has kind of shaped that feeling in me, if that makes sense, where I'm like, did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Okay.
Wait, I mean, accidentally I've seen some episodes, but
Fair enough. There's a scene in the last episode where Barney Stinson finally...
the final episode of
Sure,
the whole, is that what you're talking about?
The series finale.
Okay, now you got my attention because
Okay.
now I get to know this, how it ends.
It's one specific ending, but
Hit me.
Barney spends the entire series banging women, whatever. And the whole point is like he doesn't want to have kids and like blah, blah, blah. In the final
That's
episode,
Doogie Howser, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
NPH.
yep.
What up? So Harold and Kumar.
That's the guy from The Matrix.
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
I
that.
had to.
Fuck that
I
movie.
had to.
So in that last episode, he finally, it's like revealed that
He's the playboy who wants.
He's the playboy, but then he gets someone pregnant. Oh, and then and he's just like, oh, it's like his life is over and blah blah blah, and then it's this really heartfelt moment where the character finally changes. And he is handed the baby, and he's looking at the baby, and he delivers this monologue of like, "I will love you for like it's very Robert Munch for like I love you for always, I love you forever,
Cute,
forever you'll be mine," or whatever it is. Like
yeah.
It's very very sweet, and it's very much just like I will protect you forever, and I will do everything
Beautiful.
in my power. Like no, like literally that thing. Like I will like no one's ever gonna hurt you, and if I'll go full Liam Neeson on motherfuckers. Seriously,
Yeah.
So. That's how I feel about her.
That's
where
beautiful.
I'm just
man.
like I'm
glad you have that by proxy. It might not be your kid,
Yeah,
but
and
it's
that's-
close enough that one, it's blood. Or is this the god? I forget which child we're talking about now, but like
the girl. She's my goddaughter, so she's
Just
not
god-
she's not
okay.
by blood.
It's funny, like the term, because I have godparents as well, but like we lost contact with them like fucking 25 years ago or whatever. But like it's funny. My understanding is that were something to happen to their immediate family, you become their caretaker.
Yeah.
Is that still the way it is?
Yeah, that's essentially like from.
Is it a legal thing?
We are written into her will that if something were to happen to her.
I thought it was religious, like
No.
kinda like a because I mean my grandparents were
No,
like
it's really
fucking
it's mafia
Catholic.
related.
So what you're saying is you might be the godfather, but the godfather after you would be the better one.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
I've never, you want to know something fucked up?
Don't even say
I
the
know-
don't even say the fucking words.
You know what I'm about
Don't
to say?
you dare come
You know
to
what I'm
me
about to
and
say?
say.
I've never seen The Godfather.
You son of a bitch. You come into my house. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding and you tell me you've never seen The
1, 2, or
Godfather.
3. Yeah, I've been saving them. Honestly, those are like
I've never seen 3. Well, I tried to watch 3. 3's.
The cool thing is like when something is that culturally relevant, you absorb a lot of it through osmosis just by fucking functioning in society. So like I know what it's all about, whatever. But I think like as a storyteller and a filmmaker, I'm like I have it up on a pedestal, and I'm like, you know that they did the first one, it was a fucking masterpiece, and somehow they bested it on the second one.
Yeah.
And like to me, that's like I want to study it. Like I don't watch movies. I study them.
Okay. Before
So I'm saving it for like I'm sitting down and I need to be fucking inspired by whatever they did between the two. And I know that even though I know, you know, like what all the characters do, what the main hit points in the plot are, like I know what the arc is.
Yeah.
I know that the secret is going to be in the sauce in between all of those things. And I'm really excited to like guzzle that sauce.
That's fair. I'll tell you straight up. The first 2 times I tried to sit down and watch The Godfather, I fucking turned it off because I was like, this is terrible.
There's one. I'm going to say this. Here's another Lincoln exclusive. Where are we at 4 now? I've only turned off one movie in my whole life.
Oh, okay.
And it was a movie I worked on, and
Oh.
it's my second favorite franchise, other than Aliens. Number 1, number 2 is Predator. I worked on a Predator film.
Oh, you worked on the Shane Black one.
Cut this out. No, just
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but
Oh man, I I should
The
just
2018 one, right?
I should just absorb it,
Okay.
just to like have it. The new one, I think it's a series.
Prey.
Looks fucking
No, it's not.
amazing.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
I'm even more
They shot
excited
it by.
about it now.
They shot it out by me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that one was in production until I saw the trailer, and I was like, I'm actually really excited for that.
Yeah.
And I heard.
Did
that
I not tell you that it was a Predator movie?
I think I learned from my buddy Jarek, who you would fucking love because he's the biggest cinema nerd. I met him working in film.
Okay.
He is probably like the biggest movie fan I've ever met in my life. Like he absorbs every film. Like he's just. I
love people like that.
And he's one of those friends you want to go to. We're like, what should I watch? Or like, you just go to see what they're talking about, and you're like, oh wow, he shared this trailer. And every time, like one of those people who just like, they don't just watch movies, they like absorb them.
And you know what? People, that's it's. He's not gatekeepy.
He is probably, he has a heart, like he's a really, really, really humble and soft-spoken soul. Like he reminds me of who my little brother used to be, like the opposite of me, quiet.
Is James not that anymore?
No, James is a little bit. I mean, with me, like James is a shitlord. Like he'll take the piss out of me in a second. If he could cut me down in front of anyone, he'd fucking on it, like loudly pointing in my face. Just oh man,
small dick.
Oh. It's. I mean, I was gonna say,
Whether
man,
it's true or not.
You're talking about my ding dong a lot, and you're like, oh, he's got a massive hammer. I just want to say, let this speak to the proficiency of myself as a someone you want to hire with a camera. It's only 5 inches, and I'm just really fucking good at lighting and angles. That's so. Let me.
I love how you're like trying to.
Let me spin all this talk about this like nonsensical talk about my penis. Let me spin it into this like. It's actually, I'm just really fucking good at directing and
Bullshit.
like, let me.
Okay, it's short but girthy. Anyway.
But the key is to use the bottom half of the lens where the fisheye gets really long.
Hey, smart. No, I'm really excited to watch Prey, and
it's short but girthy.
It's short but girthy. It's like a one of those real small soda cans. So I had a few friends that worked on the Predator movie, and
The 2018 one?
No.
New one?
The new one, yeah, Prey, because it was shot around home, and it was kept under wraps that it was a Predator.
I didn't even
movie.
hear anything was in production.
Yeah,
and I'm on that shit.
Yeah, I know. So that's wild because I remember. I found out from a friend of mine who was working on the movie. Like he was just kind of like, yeah, it's. We were kind of talking. And he's like, yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing right now? And he's like, I'm working on this Predator movie, and I was like,
yo, I know. When you hear that, you're like, yeah.
And I literally did that where I stopped. Like we were standing in his kitchen. We were over there for dinner, and I'm like, I was like, whoa, back the fuck up.
Yeah,
we
we gotta unravel that shit.
I was like, what do you mean? Like you can't just gloss over that. What do you mean Predator movie?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
And
He's
the premise is actually really fucking cool.
So he starts unraveling that
Oh
for
my
me,
God.
where he's like, not the whole thing, but he's just like, yeah, it's a Predator movie, but it's set in like the 1800s. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just tell me?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Did you?
The trailer looks amazing. Honestly, when he told me what it was, what the loose premise was, I was like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
And then it looks like they did it because it looks like a fucking art house film.
Dude, it looks like fucking. It looks like pseudo Eggers.
Except I have to pick apart fucking everything. And I heard they rectified this. That when they spoke fucking English, I was like, why?
Oh, I didn't like. I was like,
why? You're gonna get like,
that's what I thought. I was like,
First
what's
Nations
happening?
people all speaking fluent fucking English. Like, I
would rather watch a subtitled movie and have it be
apparently they're doing that.
No way.
I've heard from someone inside.
So it was just for the trailer.
You got to understand when you're doing something and I know you know this, but like when you're doing something that is intended to be financially successful, you have to cater to a lot of dum-dums. And so dum-dums feel really, really, really intimidated by subtitles.
Yeah.
So you make suddenly all these people that normally wouldn't have spoken perfect English in, I don't know, fucking 2000 BC, they speak perfect English.
What?
And like, you know what I mean? Like, just like it's really like, I just watched, what did I watch on the plane yesterday? The Northman. And
I haven't watched it yet.
It's funny because half the time they're speaking like, I don't even know what language some of the peoples that are in
It's
it.
like Norse.
Well, it is, but the main kind of tribe of like fucking Viking warriors you follow speak perfect English, and it's like, okay, is this going to be the whole movie? But for some reason, when they interact with other people that look just like them, like they're all fucking like blonde white people, Viking types, they speak in a different tongue, and then subtitles come up. I'm like, this part of the movie where I'm forced to read at the bottom is more immersive, and it should probably have been like this throughout the entire fucking thing. And the plane landed, and I didn't get the last 10 minutes, unfortunately. So I don't know the twist. I saw a twist coming, and I was like, oh man. But
I heard the Northman was kind of. It wasn't Egger's best work.
it was, you could tell it had potential to be,
Yeah.
and then it became really like the trailer was fucking lethal, and I was like,
yeah.
oh, this is gonna be insane.
Oh,
and then,
shit. We in
oh
one
man,
now.
and like that shit where like he is fucking shredded. He's got fucking blood dripping down his long blonde fucking Norse hair. He's fucking probably on berserker tea. He's dual wielding. He's biting the fucking like larynx out of
Alexander
his...
Skarsgård, right?
Yeah. And like amazing talent. And like you watch it and I'm like, oh man, here we fucking go. First half is so unapologetic. I'm like, I fucking love this. The shots are long and lingering. They sprinkle a little bit of like supernatural in there, but like in that tasteful way where you're like, okay, it could have been a mushroom trip or it could have been reality. And then a little bit more, okay, cool. There's no like blatant magic, but there's like meaningful, fantastical moments and stuff. And you're like, okay, cool. And then the second half of it is like, definitely lost its pace. Lost its pace. And then as my fucking plane was landing, and it pains me that I watched this on like a fucking 8-inch wide TV screen on a flight, but it was the best thing available to me. There was like a, you did what moment where there was like a switch in like roles of a character that I won't spoil for you, where it was like, oh my God, this whole thing has been for nothing this whole time. And then the plane landed and they turned it off. I was like, man.
Oh, it was like, you were like watching it like
I was
on
watching, yeah.
Oh, it was like it built into the plane, not like
Yeah.
on your phone.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
lame.
I felt that.
That's the worst.
Yeah, so I have to go watch the last 10 minutes out of context now without the pacing of everything behind it. So like I got kind of like a shitty
What
opinion.
were we talking about before you got talking about the Northman?
We were talking about fatherhood.
Yeah, we were. No,
We were.
so I'm happy to hear that Prey is going to
Predator
be.
Oh yeah,
Subtitled?
yeah, so they are going to do apparently both types.
Oh, good.
So one's going to be an immersive experience, and the other one's going to be
Oh, like
catered-
the entire movie.
apparently.
Wow.
Apparently.
Okay.
Well, obviously, I think they're going to encounter some people that speak English natively, but like,
Okay.
I think, I don't know too much, but someone told me, and who knows, it could get kiboshed, but someone on the inside told me that they're going to do a subtitled version.
That's quite the undertaking to shoot essentially two movies at once.
right.
You're setting up. I mean,
You got me questioning the legitimacy of this rumor now.
No.
Could you imagine if it doesn't happen? I just look like a fucking jackass here.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking
no,
about.
but like think about it. No, it's not impossible because in a lot of ways there's alternate cuts of tons of movies out there where
I was going to bring this up earlier when you brought up Suicide Squad.
yeah.
Why aren't there, and when we're talking about editing houses, why there's always one demographic that loses out when something's edited a certain way? And I noticed this, like, this is a weird example, but I had like 2 months ago, I had like a week of downtime, and me and my crew of gamer buddies were like, what are we playing? And it was Borderlands Tiny Tina's, because it was like D&D themed, fun fucking bullet sponge game. Fuck it, lighthearted, really fun. My one friend played it multiple times, and she's like, it's a fucking great game. You're gonna love it. Cool. Playing it. Why the fuck did they get rid of? Do you ever do any of the Borderlands? No. Really? Gun porn. It's really over the top. It's meta commentary. It's taking the piss out of sci-fi fantasy. It's taking the piss out of FPS. It's like some of the guns are guns that shoot guns that say slogans from fucking other video games and stuff. Like,
Amazing.
dude, the legendary shit is all pop culture references.
That's incredible.
You watched all of Rick and Morty? You watched all of Rick and Morty?
I haven't finished the current season. I'm like,
Damn. Okay, so in the current season, do you know about Snake Jazz? So
love
one of the
Snake
guns
Jazz.
is
Snake Jazz.
Snake Jazz, and they all have like little iconic quotes where it's like Snake Jazz is like now totally my thing.
Oh
And it's,
my
like, Summer's quote.
God.
So literally every legendary gun is a pop culture reference.
Okay, that's cool.
It's you love it. You'd love this fucking game. You
Snake
would
Jazz
love-
is hilarious. But yeah, okay. Borderlands.
So
what?
they got rid of an integral feature of the previous games.
Okay.
Which is a slot machine. And it actually is a slot machine. You can fucking go collect shit in the world, come back, put it in, and then there's like, it's RNG. Like you might get something amazing and legendary and one off, and you have a 1 in 10 billion chance of getting it, or you might get this common shit, which is completely useless to you. And I was like pissed. I was like, man, that was a really like, it was lighthearted in-game fucking real authentic gambling.
Yeah.
They got rid of it because of the rating. You have actual gambling in something. And I got pissed because I pick apart everything. And I was like, well, technically the whole game is gambling. If you shoot something and it has a chance to drop this or a chance to drop this, what's the difference between pulling a lever? And apparently they got rid of it because kids playing a fucking slot machine is no. You could get a kid addicted to gambling. So it's a teen rating, not a mature rating on this game. So they were going for a lower demographic. And I was like, why the fuck? And this brings me back to you talking about like Suicide Squad being butchered by an editing house.
Right.
Why the
Gas signal lost.
I turned that off.
It's fine.
That's
That
weird.
scared the shit out of me again.
Again?
Yeah, I just got this
Do you jump scare easy?
No, it wasn't even like a jump scare. I just got this like weird like feeling in the pit of my stomach. I'm like,
Yeah,
why is there a woman?
why is there a woman talking? Yeah,
it, like
okay.
like just like almost like
That's funny, man. Oh,
genuine
man.
terror for a second. Where I was like, what is happening?
I had a nightmare today during a nap.
Okay.
That was my genuine terror today. It was fucking brutal. I was like sobbing and shit. It was fucked. But anyhow, we could get it. We can unpack that if we have time. I know we're running long probably, but yeah. So why don't they make different edits depending on now different streaming sources? Like you probably can't put like a fucking, maybe I'm wrong, you can't put like the most like brutal shit on Netflix. However, you can have like the director's cut or whatever the fuck. Well, obviously, but how much money? They probably stand to make more money just by having the different, like, this is the R-rated, this is the PG, and fuck it, here's a G-rated.
No, but that's
Dentist office.
No,
Dentist office version of Serbian film.
So okay. I have never seen Serbian film,
Me
but
neither.
I
don't think I have the stomach. I heard what was in it.
I know I get that reference because I know exactly what that a G-rated Serbian film would be like. Probably what, like 5 minutes long.
Yeah. But you
So-
can run it in a dentist office, so you still get some royalties.
There you go. So, okay, there is
I get that money.
no, there's money, always money involved, but there's kind of a version of what you're talking about. There is like that already exists.
Yeah,
because
apparently they even been going back and editing Stranger Things episodes without anyone knowing. You hear about that?
no,
Apparently, because of the new season, and I don't mean to divert what you were about to say too much, but apparently,
like adding Vecna shit.
no, more like subtleties to what they're. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, of how you feel about this philosophically as a filmmaker and as a creator. So because they're doing some things, and I've never seen the new season. I've actually haven't seen seasons 3 and 4 of Stranger Things. I stopped after 2.
Are
Apparently,
you gonna watch them?
Yeah,
Because they're good.
really. I've heard 3. I heard tanked, and then 4 I hear is actually amazing.
No, I actually didn't. I heard 3 was terrible,
Yeah.
and so I stopped after. I watched.
That's me. Yeah.
I watched one episode of 3 when it premiered, and I was just kind of like, it wasn't. I just kind of set it down because I was just like, other things. And then when 4 came out, and it was all over TikTok with the clock and the Vecna and the running up their hill.
Oh man, I've been singing that song nonstop, and I haven't even. I went on TikTok for 10 seconds, and that's it. That song has been playing on repeat in my head.
Had you ever heard it before TikTok?
No.
Oh, see, I've been in love with that song for
Beautiful
years.
song. I immediately went back and was like, discography, this woman, while I do things, and it was amazing.
She's written some cool songs.
Oh yeah,
But with Stranger
4
Things,
is good though.
well, like it's been with 4 all over, or like the people talking about Stranger Things all over TikTok. It kind of like spurred me to be like, oh fuck, I got to go back. And I was like, Christoph, we got to watch 3. We got to push through 3 because
So
we
they've
got to
been
get to
editing
4.
1, 2, and 3 secretly without you knowing.
Really?
In between its release
Okay.
and the release of 4, to kind of add more like hints and foreshadowing to what happens in 4. So if you go back and watch it, I didn't remember that. It's because they fucking added it.
Okay.
Isn't that okay? Now, how do you feel about that on a philosophical level? Because I have a couple thoughts on that. Should you be allowed to go back and edit your work?
But
isn't that weird that we live in a day and age where that's a luxury afforded to storytellers, where you can go back?
yeah, but that's the same. It's literally the same thing as like Kanye going back and like
Donda
changing
fucking-
Donda like
oh my
6
God.
times after it was already released,
Yeah.
right? Like it's the exact same thing, and you would never. And I only noticed on it like because I listened to the album. I haven't listened to it recently, but I listened to it a little
No
while
need.
after it came
Yeah.
out. I do. There's a lot I do love about it, but anyway,
Yeah.
I was listening to through some of it, and I was like, I got to a part in a song that I remembered very vividly, and I was like, this is way different. And then it clicked. I was like, oh fuck, this is one of
changed
the
it.
parts that he changed. Fuck.
Interesting.
So, okay, philosophically, you want to know philosophically how I feel about
do you
it?
think artists should, when you hit send, when you hit publish, should
I
you
be
be
able to-
allowed to go back and post hoc change things?
Okay.
This, you know what's funny? Story circle. This goes right back to where our podcast episode started about the things we wish we could have changed on the projects. So let's do this.
We're gonna end on this. This
Here
is
we go.
perfect.
This is great.
And it's funny that you bring this up because I just read an article about, and I sent it to a friend of mine. It was like 13 different plot holes from Star Wars that George Lucas essentially built into the movies when he started changing shit. And it kind of made sense. So one of them being, more specifically, you get to the end of Return of the Jedi, right? And everybody's celebrating because they've destroyed the fucking Empire again, right? They blew up the
Okay.
second Death Star.
Yeah.
And Luke looks over and he sees, Obi-Wan, Yoda, right? The Force Ghosts.
Yep.
And then he sees young Anakin. Okay? And it's like, at first, like when you see Hayden Christensen in that scene, you're kind of like, okay. But the more you think about it, it's like, that's fucking weird because Luke would be standing there going, who the fuck is that guy? Seriously, I've never met that guy.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know his father.
Mm-hmm.
His father was always Darth Vader
Yeah.
from the moment he was born. So that was like an interesting thing where I was like, yeah, I guess that's a good point. I mean, and I thought, and I, when I was reading the article, I kind of thought about that. I remember thinking about that the first time I'd seen it, where I was just like, Luke wouldn't even recognize that guy.
Yeah.
But I guess he's kind of assuming that it's his dad because in the original,
I'll figure this out down the road.
yeah, like I guess,
Signal
yeah,
lost.
This is so weird. I gotta turn this off again. So Google keeps turning on maps, and I'm keep losing my GPS signal in
no,
here.
that's fair. No, it's just one of those weird things where it's kind of like, yeah, I guess like I'll figure that out later, after we're done celebrate like who that fucking person is. Whereas like it made more sense in the original iteration of the movie where it was David Prowse, I believe, standing there in the robe, in like Anakin robes, right? Like it kind of, I don't know. And then there's another thing. There was another thing that was like, when this again goes back to Return of the Jedi, there's a scene where they're celebrating on Endor, okay, right? Like they see that the fucking Death Star is blowing up, everyone is celebrating, right? And they're like, yay, we beat the Empire, okay?
Yeah.
Then weirdly in like the fucking special editions and like so far after, George Lucas went back and like added other planets and other systems and
Celebrating?
all of them celebrating across the
How
universe.
would they have seen?
Exactly. So they were kind of posing this question. They were like, A, how was everyone in the universe going to understand that the Empire had been overthrown, for one?
Yep.
For two, there's a lot of like Empire sympathizers out there. So it's not like, I mean, granted, you don't see like every single planet in celebrating, but like
Some people fell off a payroll that day.
yeah, like you it seems pretty. It just seems really far fetched.
So what you're saying is what they needed was a Lincoln in the room to be like, pump the fucking brakes, guys.
Hold
like
the
this
fucking phone,
something,
guys.
I know I'm just,
George, this doesn't make any fucking sense, brother.
You know what's funny though is like coming from inside the industry. And that makes me sound way more important than I am.
I was just gonna say,
I'm a
what the
fucking PA? No, I'm
Yeah,
just
coming
kidding.
from inside the fucking
yeah.
industry.
When you see,
I'm an industry insider.
I mean, I'm 2 degrees of separation away from Hayden Christensen.
I'm 0 degrees separation from Paul Rudd, so suck my dick.
Oh man, I've recently had my first like, holy fuck, that's Paul Rudd. And Spooky goes, who? And you know where? We didn't even touch on the boys.
Wait, what?
Wait, does? Oh, sorry, my bad. Edit this out. Why did I think? Oh man, I'm fucking having the biggest brain fart right now.
Yeah, I'm not editing this out. What are you talking
Oh
about?
man, no,
Paul Rudd's not in the boys.
no. Why did I say fucking? I'm going pee. I'm going pee.
Ghostbusters?
No. Why did I fucking?
I don't know. Now I have to edit it out.
Yeah, you have to. I have to
Okay.
pee. Hold on.
Edit point. Oh, watch your headphones. I love the animated series so much. Okay, you meant Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
Welcome back for your piss.
Thank you. Yeah.
You
Paul
did not
R.
meet Paul.
No,
yeah.
no.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so you were watching.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. I'm in a fucking conversation haze with you right now.
I know. I said my 6 degrees of separation is 0
That's
from
right.
Paul Rudd.
That's so fucking cool. I'm so happy for you on that, by the way. That's such a beaut. I love your story. Did you ever tell that story on the podcast?
Which story?
The Paul Rudd podcast.
Meeting Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
And how lovely he was?
Have you ever done an episode where you discussed
sure.
that?
Yeah.
Cool, man. I really love that story. I've told some people your story.
Oh, really?
I'm flying low.
Ooh.
Oops.
That big old
No.
dong. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I was talking.
It's in an episode.
It's in an episode, and more recently, I talked about my. I had talked about the day that Ivan Reitman died, because that was a hard day.
Yeah.
Celebrity deaths, yeah, they suck, but I remember, I'll never forget the day Harold Ramis died.
Yeah.
The day Harold Ramis died, I was still working at WestJet, and I was about to do a flight, and I looked at my phone. And
no.
And my sister had texted me, and she said, "Hey," she just straight up was like, "Hey," because my sister likes to take the piss out of me, but like this was like, she was being she was being very sincere, and because she knew
when you know something's wrong.
And so she just texted me straight up, just like, "Hey, I don't know if you saw it, but Harold Ramis died." And I looked at it and I said, "Oh, okay, that sucks." And I put my phone in my pocket. I went and did my job, and just kind of like it kind of sat there, but I didn't let it like.
Yeah.
I didn't
have time to deal with it.
I didn't process it yet.
Yeah,
so then I was sitting in the lunchroom and like, obviously kind of like, well, it's still swimming around in my head and like, whatever. And so I'm sitting there, and then from across the lunchroom, this other guy, Joey, that I worked with, he kind of goes, "Hey, Link, I don't know if you saw, but..."
Oh, no, everyone's hammering into you?
No, it's not even like hammer, but he was just like, and it wasn't like he was like, "Hey," no, it was like very... Because
who's the ghost now?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. No. It was very, it was very sincere, and
Good.
in it because it's people understand like my genuine love. But anyway, so he goes, "Hey, Link, I don't know if you saw it," because they're like I can tell that they're kind of bracing for like. Oh,
how's
shit.
he gonna react when I tell
does
him
he
this?
fucking know this already?
You faint.
So he's like, "Yeah, man. Yeah, Harold Ramis died," and I'm like, "Yeah, man. I saw. Yeah, thanks. That sucks." But then he goes, "You okay?"
Oh no! And if he didn't fucking do that, you would have held it together. But you're like,
I had to leave.
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm fine," and I had to leave the room.
Isn't it weird how just checking in out of a sincere place opens the floodgates? Because you're like, I'm fucking.
Yeah. Because I was fine up until that moment where he was like, "Yeah, I don't know if you saw that."
If
I was
he
like, "Oh yeah, I did." Like,
hey nerd, you little ghosty guy, bit the dust. Hey, he's probably in the afterlife. They're gonna bust him. Hey, go get that shit out of aisle, whatever the fuck. He breaks over. But if it was that, you would have been like, "Thank you. Yeah, I don't have time to deal with this." But the fact that he checked in slightly opened the floodgates.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus. No, like literally, it was. I was golden. I would have gone home. I would have been
Yeah.
like, I'll deal with this later.
Yep.
I was
Cry in your wife's lap as she pets your
fucking-
head.
I
Yeah.
was
You had it.
gold.
Yep. You were high.
And
Yep.
he goes, you okay?
Yep.
Like
No.
so sincere, so fucking sincere.
I know what you mean.
And I was like, nope. And I had to leave the room.
Dude.
I was like, I'm out. So I kind of had to
So
take
you
a moment.
did go long on your break, you piece of shit, letting down your team.
I'm
just kidding, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
actually, I'm remembering 3 instances where I have. It sucks because like when Harold Ramis died, I felt silly crying about it because I was just like
The guilt. I don't even fucking know this guy.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I didn't let myself appreciate the fact that like I was upset about it until on Harmontown, Dan Harmon talked about the day Harold Ramis died.
Oh fuck.
He was walking around downtown LA, looked at his phone, saw that Harold Ramis had died. He said he was downtown LA. He sat down on
So now he just looks like your average LA homeless guy.
yeah, he said he sat down on like wherever he was like on some like stone fucking like thing out in front of a building, and he just said he sat there and cried. He was just so like it was just devastating. And hearing Harmon talk about that really helped me figure out like, no, it was okay. It was okay that I was able to, because there was guilt attached to it where it was just like, no, like that's stupid. Why would you mourn a person you don't know? And he talks about that in that where he's like, I didn't know Harold Ramis, but like literally this is a person that I had appreciated and grown up watching.
Yeah.
My whole life. So
He talks about this in depth. Like, I'd love to hear Dan Harmon break apart the whole like.
I don't know what episode it is.
Cool.
I'll ask the community and see if somebody can.
But like, does Dan Harmon talk about like what it's like to be affected by someone you've
my-
never even fucking met?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear his thoughts on
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. It helped me understand that like, yes, you don't know that person, but they did affect your life in a big way.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't feel
Guilty.
stupid or guilty for being sad about it. So
Yeah.
cut to, there's two more instances where celebrity, well, one's not a death.
Robin Williams.
Okay, 3 instances.
Am I just? Oh man, I'm sorry. Am I adding to trauma now?
No, it's
who else
fine.
can I
So
name?
Robin Williams' death was really hard because I had met him
remember. I remember.
I met him 6 or 8 months before
remember.
he killed himself. So that one really fucked me up for a little bit.
Yep.
Because like I had it was. Oh my God!
Isn't
like,
the circumstances of which they die also kind of like, you know, death is death. They're no longer with us. That person is no longer going to touch our lives, et cetera, et cetera. But knowing that it was a suicide rather than a cocaine orgy with hookers.
It hurt me.
It does. But, you know, it's kind of like if someone cocaine hooker orgy, like, I don't know, like, what's that fucking guy's name?
David Carradine.
Oh, did he cocaine orgy out?
No. He didn't cocaine orgy out, but he like fucking autoerotic asphyxiated himself.
He died doing what he loves the most.
Yeah.
So, no, I was going to say like Chris Farley.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously like weight and like health and
John
a bunch
Candy.
Of,
John
like,
Candy was another one that was like.
Was that cocaine orgy too?
I don't know if cocaine was related, but it was definitely like health weight issue.
But like my point was going to be like, it's like if someone dies like Gigi Allen, where it's just like they fucking ingested every substance known to man, and
that's kind of not
every
really
hooker.
an if, it's a when.
Right, but when someone dies that way, you don't mourn them as much because you're like, oh, they went out fucking partying and it was like their own whatever, and they had a good time and it was an accident. But like when it's like suicide, I've dealt with so many fucking suicides in my community and life, and it like that's heavy as shit.
It is,
and
and
it
it's
fucks you up permanently.
I've been touched by suicide, not as much, but I have been in some direct ways, and it's not and also okay, let's trigger warning. Let's trigger warning this just a touch, because like if you don't want to listen about, we're not going to talk about this for a long time, but no, like
let's go back to dick jokes.
Yeah,
No,
we'll get back to dick jokes and rainbows, but I want to make an album called Dick Jokes and Rainbows. That's going to be
I'm producing it.
that's going to be my self-titled album.
There you go.
I'm going to be the new Young Gravy, but I'm going to be young.
Just saw him the other day.
Young Seaman. What do you mean?
He was playing Rifflandia. I was working Rifflandia. Oh, sorry. Why did I say Rifflandia? Man, I'm fucking foggy for like names right now.
He was on
Faded
stage.
in the Park. Yes. Yeah,
He was at Faded.
He was.
Did you get to meet him?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
that's
I
fair.
got really good footage. He does some really funny shit on stage. He was really tired because of.
Did he fuck any moms on stage? Did he talk about MILFs?
I can neither confirm nor deny. No,
Oh,
I
shit.
had to. I had to go film another stage that was happening.
We'll get to Faded in the Park in a sec, but
Okay.
Going back.
Sorry. Let's go back to the depressing
let's-
shit.
Yeah, let's go back to depressing for a
Yeah,
second.
let's get sad.
Robin Williams really fucked me up because, like,
Yeah.
literally, it was. I had. I mean, Robin Williams touched all our lives in a lot of different ways. Whether he was the genie for you, whether he was Jumanji, whatever it was. Like, for me, actually, growing up, my favorite Robin Williams movie was Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh.
That I endlessly would quote that movie. I loved that. So for me, it's funny. Like, I wish, looking back when I met him, because I wound up talking to him for like 20 minutes about like comic books in this comic book shop, and like it was a really wonderful, intimate experience. I didn't ask him for a photo. I wasn't like star fucking him.
It was a memory.
It was a memory.
Yeah.
I wasn't star fucking him. I was just like, you know what? Like, you're this like cool little old man that has touched my life in a significant way. And, you know, everybody else there is just like LA, like they're, Robin Williams, like, we're not going to say anything. And I'm like guy from Canada, like, I'm going to go over and say hello because fuck it.
Yeah.
And
I don't have tact. I'm not from here.
Yeah. It's not even like,
Yeah.
and it's, and
I
like,
know.
it's not even like a tactless thing in my mind because like, it's not like I'm not bothering him. Like he was
You never know if you're about to is the thing. When you approach someone as a, hey, I just want to let you know I'm a big fan of
definitely
your art,
read the
sometimes people go, fuck off, kid.
I definitely read the situation like ahead of time. Like
Good.
I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't just walk over.
Did he have any interactions that you gauge it off of from?
No, he was just. I walked up. I stood next to him. I was looking at books, and then I would kind of pulled a couple off the shelves.
Comic books.
So graphic novels. It kind of
We're men here. It's graphic novels.
They're collectibles, not toys. My wife loves going like, you stop buying toys, and I'm like, they're adult collectibles.
You get still buying dolls?
So it kind of sounds stupid, but I was literally like, I was kind of gauging where his mood was because I do not want to bother this man.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking like royalty.
He's here researching a method acting role, so don't take him out of his zone. You must address him as Alex.
Sorry, this is Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
Mr. Bill. So, just kind of picking up some books.
Mr. Bill.
You got it.
Oh,
I love
man.
it. Mr. Billiam. So he's kind of picking up books so I kind of. I'm standing close to him. He picks up a book and he kind of puts it back. And then I was like, oh, that one looks interesting. And he's like, oh, yeah. And, I do a terrible Robin Williams. But I was just like, oh, right on. And he kind of he's like, oh, I'm Robin. And, like, introduced himself to me. And I was like,
bitch, I know.
And I was like, oh, shit, you're Robin Williams. Hi, I'm Lincoln. I just flew in from Canada. And he was like, oh, welcome to LA. And like, yeah, we just like wound up talking for like 20 minutes. He's like, yeah, like I really got into, like in the 70s on set, like I would read like the heavy metal comics and like all this stuff. Oh, dude.
I just made Spooky watch the first one last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this dude, it's funny. Robin Williams, he probably knew more about comics than you and I will ever know in our entire lives.
Wow.
Dude, he walked out of there with a stack of like
attaboy.
Fucking like probably 30 books.
Our generation is a little more Edie's cartoon. His generation was comic books are what kids did.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So he literally that's because and that's what he told me in person. He was like, this is what I would do on my downtime in my trailer.
Oh my
God. I would
God.
sit in my trailer and read comic books.
Fucking cool.
And I'm like, that is the coolest thing in the world. I'm like, Mr. Robin Williams, you are telling me that you would, when you're on film sets, you read comic. And he's like, you don't have to call me Mr. Robin Williams. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Call me Robbie Dubs.
So yeah, like having that, and I was like, and he's like, oh, what's everybody lined up for? And I was like, oh, we're going to see Dan Harmon's podcast. He's like, yeah, I heard about that.
Do you
I was
know
like, you coming to the show?
You read the book, so you know the Dan Harmon, Robin Williams like chapter where he like the celebrity chauffeur service or whatever, where he's just like really clunky and awkward and cringy, and Dan Harmon's like, he keeps saying that. I don't know why he keeps saying that.
Yeah, Dan has told that story before. I'll have to read it again because like I've heard the chauffeur service story. There's cocaine involved or something.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's a funny story. It's a really funny story. I'll have to because he's told that story out loud on the podcast.
Okay,
but I'll read it again, and I'm pretty sure it's the same story. No, and you keep saying that.
So I wonder if Robin at the moment, not because
he knew. He was at the comic book store because he knew what he was doing.
Okay.
He was scoping it out because he was thinking about going to the show that night and going on stage.
Oh.
Because, and I know that.
Uninvited? Like a surprise?
No, invited.
Okay. He was invited
because his best friend in the world was Bobcat Goldthwait, right? Who was on the podcast that night.
Oh.
So the podcast that I went and saw live that night had Kumail Nanjiani before he blew up and got super famous. It had Bobcat Goldthwait. And obviously Dan and Jeff, those were the people there that night. And so Bobcat, he guested a whole bunch of times on that podcast.
Okay.
Kumail guested a whole bunch of times too. But so I kind of put 2 and 2 together and I said, okay, so Bobcat must have told Robin that he was
what's going down.
Well, at that point, because Bobcat had already done the podcast a few times at that point. And I went within the first 100 episodes of the show.
Cool.
I was there within I think I'd have to look, but my episode's in 70 something. Anyway. So he was there specifically to kind of, I think he was kind of borderline, because I asked him, I was like, are you gonna come on the show or come to the show? And he was he was like, I don't know, we'll see. He was legit, because I think it was within a month later he was on stage with Bobcat and Dan for Harmontown.
Oh.
So he did end up guesting on the show, but he just he did it a month after I met him in the comic book
testing
store.
The waters.
Totally. He was dipping his toe in he was just kind of okay, I see what's going on.
Okay,
here. So he knew who Dan was, obviously, and he knew literally Bobcat was his best friend in the world.
Yeah.
So that's how he kind of got involved with that. But anyway, that really fucked me up because it was literally fucking, I think it was 8 months later, and it's one of those things where and I don't say this selfishly at all, and I do not say this.
Go ahead, yeah.
I don't say this in a pejorative way either, or any kind of ironic way. I wish there was something I could have done.
Yep.
And I say that
even though you only had a moment.
I had 20. I say it's 20 minutes. It probably felt like 20 minutes. It was probably 5.
Yeah.
I say that as somebody that had a really fucking small window of time with him.
Yeah.
A really small interaction.
You wish you're a time traveler. Every time you wish you could go back and be like, hey, what year is it? What year is it? Look, I'm just gonna say this. This is the date you do something really fucking stupid. Don't do the thing,
and
please.
It's not even because I understand why he did it. He was sick.
Oh.
He was on the cusp of from what I understand, he was on the cusp of having to deal with, he was pre-dementia or something, or he was about to deal with some really heavy fucking medical issues. And I'm it's my understanding that's why he kind of ended it, because he was you know what,
the bang instead of fizzling out type thing.
Yeah, he was I just don't want to be here.
Obviously, we don't know. But
no. No one will ever
know but that one person.
But it's my understanding that's what was kind of presented, is that his health was starting to fail, and so he took. The easy way out is the worst way of saying it.
Yeah.
Because it's not he made himself comfortable.
Okay, so
he's I don't want to deal with these ailments, so I don't blame him.
This is something I have a little bit of by proxy experience with. I know 2 people who had to say goodbye to their moms recently through assisted suicide.
Okay.
And so it's I mean, where Robin Williams was in that place in that time, not an option. You know what I mean? And there's the meter. There's everyone, everything exists on a spectrum. Some people's tolerance for trauma and bad news is low. Some people's high. Circumstances can be different in any place and time. Certain people's constitution will allow them to either wait longer, and other people go, fuck this. You're not going to watch me wither, Because I know some people that have
I
taken
will
their lives.
not deteriorate.
The Walter White thing, you know what I mean? Where it's like, no, you're not going to watch me fizzle away, and your last memories of me are going to be like me as a decrepit, useless, like suffering human being. And I know a few people now that got the papers stamped and a date set and gather all your loved ones, put the bed out in the yard, put the needle in my arm, let's have a good time, applaud me out. Yeah. And it's like, it's tricky because like when you see someone, it's tricky when like someone just fucking slits their wrist or blows their brains out or hangs themselves. It's like, oh fuck, was that a spontaneous moment? You have no idea how long they've been ruminating on it, how long they've been processing it, and like whatever. I back in my merch days when I like used to make merch for like artists and stuff, there was a person very prominent in the body models community, in which I had like a small like toe dipped in there, like, you know, with piercings, tattoos, and whatever the fuck. But with like, you know, the nature of the art I make in that world, there's overlap. So I know like a good chunk of the local community in that world.
Totally.
And some were really, really good friends at the time. And there was a person on the global scale who wrote like a fucking goodbye manifesto about why they're killing themselves and had a dead man switch so that when they did it, it was released out into the world. And it like, I read it. The reason I bring up the merch thing is because I was hired to make certain merch in memoriam of them and for like fundraising and shit. And that was my introduction to them. And I was like, oh wow, what is this for? Why is everybody getting this symbol scarified on them or tattooed on them or whatever? And everyone's like, oh, it's this guy, like check it out. And, you know, had a family. And like when you read someone's, it's not like a like drunk, high, spontaneous, this is my goodbye. No, it's a fucking book. And it's like, it really makes you understand that you can hit a certain point in illness or mental or physical where you don't see a comeback and you're like, it's only ever going to get worse before I just die. So I'm going to put these matters into my own hands.
Right.
And
sorry. Oh no, we're good.
Are we?
Yeah. I'm just making sure because I just noticed it's like 20 to 8.
Oh shit.
No, we're good. We're good.
Where I was like, yeah, just like, it's really interesting how certain contexts, whether it be going out in a cocaine orgy or reading someone's 500-page fucking goodbye versus just hearing about it on TMZ, you do have like weird like associations with each where you're like, oh, that could have been a drunken mistake.
Yeah.
But you don't know how long that person's been suffering or why or how or what they're going through. There's so many people that just don't mention the diagnoses they've received or literally every human being you ever meet ever is fighting so many fucking wars and demons you will never ever hear about, even if you're married to them, even if they're your best friend or your closest family friend. Like literally everyone has so many problems that just like don't come up. And like whether it's because they're private or they don't know how or they're not even aware of them. So yeah, it's just tricky. Like I understand what you mean when you're like, I wish I could have done something.
Yeah,
I feel that
and I mean
literally
that
every time.
I mean that in such a small way too, where it's just like that's just the empath in me, I guess.
Oh yeah,
just like,
just normal. I've had like really, really, really close friends off themselves on a whim, and it's like, what I've written songs about it. I've like played like youth life fest music festival, like come perform the songs you wrote for so and so in memoriam, and also to like inspire these kids and say something. And like at the time I was like, 21, and I'm like, yeah, I have the fucking audacity to speak as an ambassador for these sorts of things now as like a much older person. Like, do I have the authority to even speak on these things? But at the time, apparently I did good. Apparently I touched some people and they actually like wrote me years later being like, I want to let you know how much that meant to me and like whatever. And it's beautiful. But like, it's weird when you coming from like, fucking a weird, fucked up, mostly substance abusing punk rock circle. A lot of those people don't make it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird how, I mean, most of us were like fucking homeless at one point. Some still are, whatever. Street people, right? Like street people. A lot of them just don't make it out. And whether it's addiction or suicide or go missing or overdose, those sorts of things, like you do, unfortunately, you hit a point where you get like insanely fucked up by it for the longest time. And then you're like, okay, any type of trauma is the same. If you've dealt with it enough, you kind of like deal with it a bit better as time goes on.
Totally.
And then you kind of hit a point where like, it's no longer like, it's not my fucking responsibility. I could not have done anything. You stop blaming yourself.
Yeah.
The whole like, I wish I could have done something stops happening. And you're like, am I losing my compassion? Am I losing my empathy? Is this compassion burnout? And you know what I mean? Like, how many times can I have a fucking breakdown about these things? And then eventually you stop crying, and then you just feel like, you know, I wish things were different, but they weren't. And
you get a little numb to it. And
you do. You can get numb to anything.
No, and that's
you get numb to fucking murder. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to talk to soldiers. Like,
well,
you know what I mean? Like, you get numb to anything.
Fuck. We are going so deep on this right now.
Let's end it.
No, I know. No, the other two I wanted to mention.
Yeah. Hit me.
The one, like, Ivan Reitman. When Ivan Reitman died, I just looked at my phone, and this isn't even that long ago. I looked at my phone. It said that he died, and I just started crying, and I like sobbing. And my wife, I'm like sitting on the couch, and my wife looks over at me, and she was like, "What the?" She's like, "What the?"
I just got a notification. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "Who died?"
Yeah.
Literally, like, who died? And I'm like, Ivan Reitman died, and she was just like, "Oh my god," because she's thinking like somebody in my family died, right? But I'm just like, literally, like, to me, I lost.
And then her reaction is like, "Am I overreacting to this? Am I silly?"
No. She knew. As soon as I said Ivan Reitman, she was like, "Oh, babe, I'm so sorry." Like, she very compassionate. The other one that really fucked me up, it wasn't a death,
okay,
but it was close.
Okay,
it was Kevin Smith's heart attack.
Yeah, that kind of fucked me up too.
I woke up I was still working at WestJet in Fort McMurray, and I woke. We were just doing. I was in the hotel. I woke up at the hotel, and I was doing mornings, so I woke up at like fucking. I think we had to be at work for 4:30, so I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning or whatever the fuck it was. Like stupid hours. I roll over. I look at my phone, and the first thing I do is like open up Instagram, and the very first thing I see is the photo that Kev posted of him in the hospital with the tube in his nose and the big long thing, and I'm groggy. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Homeboy ate too many edibles.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Because I knew the night before he was posting about doing that comedy special.
Yep, it can happen any moment.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I was like, wait, what? I'm like, what happened in the last 12 hours? Like, since or like however long since I went to bed. And so I start reading the caption, and he's talking about how, I almost lost it. Like it almost ended all last night, and I just started sobbing. I'm like, I'm like, holy fuck!
It wakes you the fuck up.
Yeah,
that one woke me up too. Where I was like, that was a near miss. That was like, and also the fact that like his like, I don't know what you call it, a redemption arc after the fact, where it's like he's like, I'm fucking vegan. I lost like a bajillion pounds.
He was
like,
I'm pretty sure he was. Well, he had lost a bunch of weight before that. But
you know what's weird? Drastic weight loss can induce heart attacks. Like huge changes like that to your body, even for the better, can do fucked up shit to you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh man, it's funny you say it. Fuck. My wife and I recently. I can't speak to like the specifics of like what happened.
Yeah.
But we witnessed a really bad like motor vehicle accident between a motorcycle and a full on vehicle. And essentially like motorcycle had the right of way, and the other vehicle like blew the stop sign. And
oh my God.
Right in front of the bike.
Our community lost someone last year with exactly that.
Yeah. And
texting while driving through a stop sign.
Yeah. This guy wasn't texting. He was just rushing, and he thought he had the right of way because everyone around, he thought I think he thought it was a 4-way stop, but it wasn't. It was like a highway where he had to wait. But anyway, he didn't. And it resulted in, it had like literally it was the bike and then us.
No.
Yeah. So it literally like we were the first.
Right in front of you.
Oh, Krista was the one that called 911.
Fuck.
And we were the first ones that got to him. Like that's how close we were. Like we weren't right on his ass, but like.
Yeah, I know.
First
response.
I saw it. I saw it happening in slow motion. So like I instantly stopped my vehicle and was like getting out of the truck.
Yeah.
Because we were both like, what just happened?
Don't move.
Yeah. So,
fuck, dude.
Still kind of this is the first time I've mentioned it on the pod, and it happened a few weeks ago, and I don't know how much I can actually talk about it. Like, there was no resources on our end where, like, the cop was really, like, fucking kind of a dickhole about it. He was just like, give us your statement, and then he was like, cool, see ya, and, like, that was it. Like, there was no, like...
Cops are fucking useless.
That's what I heard.
I got so many stories about cops being useless.
So, yeah, it was fucking weird, because it, like, we both went home, and we were just kind of like, what do we do?
You're different.
We were like, what do we do?
Yep.
Life all of a sudden felt really fragile, and it still feels fragile. It's just
Any
kind of like
moment, dude. You could be struck by fucking lightning. You
Yeah.
could have an undiagnosed. I mean, fucking. I lost my aunt last year from Lyme disease she didn't know she had.
fuck.
That one has like, yeah. There's some funny to that, but
There's an Instagram account I follow.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Shape of Horror.
fuck yeah.
He's a dude. He builds like little dioramas for like NECA figures and stuff like that.
Cool.
He's got like a few thousand followers or whatever. But
yeah.
I follow his account. I love his account. He posted a couple days ago. He was like, "Yeah, I got to take a break. Just found out my 4-year-old has a fucking brain tumor."
Oh my 4, and you're like, one. There's nothing a 4-year-old could have done. Like when an adult gets a diagnosis that is like life changing and shit, you get like, fuck, what could I have done differently? I should have ate less pork. I should have quit smoking, shit like that.
Yeah.
But when it's 4, it's a roll of the dice just by being born.
Yep.
You can be taken at any fucking moment.
Yeah.
Every moment is borrowed.
So
you just gotta appreciate fucking everything. I mean, I had this. Sorry, I'm not gonna cut you off.
No,
but
go ahead.
I had a single released through Strange Famous Records a couple, I guess like mid-COVID now, I think, whatever. But it was a collaboration with a really cool Baltimore rapper I really like named Cubby Bear. And I just reached out to him. I was like, hey man, can I produce you? Your shit's wild. Who produces your shit? And he's like, mostly me and one other guy or whatever. I was like, man, fucking hey, can we work together? And he was like, yeah, dude, send me some shit. I was like, cool. I was like, hang on, this album you did like is fucking amazing. Could I get some like acapellas for that so I could do a remix just to show you what I could do or whatever? And he's like, fuck yeah. And I did and started tinkering. Got my boy Matt to lay down some guitar. It was fucking sick. Sent it back to him and he was like, dude, this is fucking sick. I'm like, thank you. And then I started sending him actual instrumentals for original stuff afterwards. And he got back to me a few times. He's like, amazing. I'm going to work on these. Thank you very much. Cool. I did a follow-up a few months later. I was like, hey man, just checking in. Hope everything's good. And he's just like, the email is fucking bleak. And it's just like, sorry for the lack of response. I just got hit with some very bad news. Radio's going to go silent for a while. And he was dead within 2 months.
Fuck off.
Brain tumor. Rest in peace, Cubby Bear. Yeah. It was fucked up, man.
I'm sorry, man. That's hard.
It was, maybe it wasn't 2 months, but it was a few months after where it was just like, music's not important right now.
No.
Life is. And just went and apparently was surrounded by loved ones.
Good.
And yeah, it was fucked up. So in memoriam on his birthday, we released the thing that I did complete with them.
I did. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, the lyric video.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
keep forgetting I did that. I forget I do shit sometimes. But yeah, like
fair.
yeah, apparently people like that. And it was like, I have a budget of 0 and I still want to make something cool for this guy. And yeah, he'd been passed away for a bit at that point, and I was like, fuck, like poor guy. I had the song done too. I don't even know if you heard the finished. No, he had the finished version. But yeah, it's fucked, man. Like any one of us, I can die on the way home right now. You just have to make sure everyone you love knows you love them. Live as best as you can.
Yeah, that's the lesson.
That's it, man. Like every fucking one of us, none of us make it out of this alive.
No.
Let's just put it that way. And whether it's suicide or accident or bad genetic roll of the dice and you just got a bad diagnosis,
the best you can hope for is just longevity, because literally, like,
not even, man, and you just got to touch as many lives as possible, as sincerely as possible, etc.
Yeah.
Are you getting a fucking phone call? We got to wrap this up.
No, I'm looking at the time.
Am I the longest episode yet?
Nope.
Oh,
You're not gonna make it. I'm
Fuck!
so sorry.
Tell your next guest to wait in the fucking lobby. I have a high score to beat. I'm joking.
I don't even know. I don't think he's here yet.
Okay,
but, I still don't think we're gonna make it, because I think we're. I think we've hit.
Let's end on this
We've
like
hit a
beautiful somber.
boost. Well, yeah, I don't want to end on the somber, but like we did kind of
Okay, back to the dick.
Not that we went like, yeah, exactly, like dick joke number 6. I only got 6 in. It's okay. I was counting.
That's what she said. I don't know. I don't know.
I got more jokes in than you have inches.
Hey.
Ba-da-ba,
Wait.
ba-da-ba.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are going with the smoke and mirrors angle and angles. And yeah.
Wait, is it actually longer than 5 inches?
Do you want me to tell you the size of my penis on this podcast right now?
God, I don't
Here's
know.
what I'll do.
That's
Here's what
so
I'll do.
Aggressive.
Here's what I'll do. I'll let you guess one number, and I will say up or down from there. Yeah, but I won't correct you.
9.
Down.
Did I nail it?
Thank you for having me, Lincoln. It's been a rad time here on the Christophs
still
Penis
wants
podcast.
to work. No, but like genuinely, thank you so much for coming and thank you for coming and doing this. I'm really glad we got to do it in person.
Likewise.
Because I know.
Was it COVID we did the last time? Or was it just because we couldn't be close to each other? Because Tiger King just came out, so it was COVID.
Yeah, that was I was live streaming that one. That was a different
format entirely.
Yeah, that was on a different channel and everything. But no, this show is a lot. I feel like this show has legs. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like, thanks. She's got legs.
She got legs. You better be traveling to do this shit. When you tell me like, hey, so and so's interested on this other side of the country, it's like you're going.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm
Thank
like
you.
watching this and like, I don't know, you already said it's been cool watching me grow up. It's been cool watching your trajectory too, man. Obviously you didn't have such a low point as a Snapchat dick pic fucking, ground level.
No, I'm still there. I am still Snapchatting. I'm still, dude. Oh my god, dude, I'm slinging dick all the time.
Dang.
Dang.
But like, even though you didn't have as low of a bar to climb from, so I just stopped putting my dick on the internet, and people were like, "Wow, man, you've really matured." Whereas like, but with you, like watching your growth from like,
that's incredible.
That's
like the bar. Wow, he stopped putting his dick on the internet.
Wow,
he's grown up
good
much.
for him. He was a lost cause. But yeah, sincerely, man, like watching everything you've been doing and seeing like some of the successes start to roll in, like you have so much more to go above you that like I feel like you got nothing but amazing things coming, and it's well deserved. You put a lot of hard work into this, and there's few people that I know we relate on a lot of levels, and like obviously we work together in a lot of capacities, and like I do feel like I see a lot of my ambitions in you as well, where it's just like you're always striving for better. I feel like this is now a roundabout way me talking about myself, but like legitimately, like I see a lot of like organizational success when you have an idea. You're not like, oh, that's a lot of work, I guess I'll just fucking not do it. You like, okay, no, like the payoff for this is gonna fucking be nil for the longest time, but I'm still gonna put in the blood, sweat, and tears.
Literally what I'm doing.
Literally, I mean, even the name of
it's scary.
Yeah, dude, and like honestly, like
that's the point I'm at right now, where I'm like, it's got to work.
It can't. Yeah, do or die.
Like
right?
it's do or I'm literally do or die right now, because it's like I got to pay my bills, and so. Merch coming soon. No, I'm
use
just
the code Wettworker 10 for 10% off.
Wettworker 20. Let's give them a little bit more. But thank you so
dude,
much.
Seriously,
I love you.
Like you got good things coming. I'm like really proud of you, man.
I'm really proud of you too.
I'm really glad that I got to get in before Dan Harmon did in 6 months.
No, this was actually really great, and no, I appreciate you coming. I do have to get to my other guest though.
Yeah, I've been holding piss again. So thank you so much. I love you.
I'm sorry you were 5 minutes short.
Okay.
So for this episode of This Will Never Work, I'm Lincoln.
I'm Christoph.
This is Wettworker. Let's try again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Sometimes the irony of trying to write a theme song for a show called This Will Never Work gets the best of you, and well, it sucks. So welcome.
I'll like introduce you. How do you want me to introduce you? Wet or Chris?
You can call me Susan if it makes you happy.
I'm gonna call you Susan.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, I got this. Ready?
Hit me. Goose. Oh.
I was literally gonna say goose for a bra.
Goose fraba.
Goose fraba. In 3, 2, 1.